like everybody that was coming on stage, they're for the most part amateurs. I mean, they're respectfully, like, I mean, like they're working their way up or whatnot. Like they have a 5-minute bit. And these guys are throwing them off.
That's rough.
It was rough.
That's rough.
But it was also very entertaining to watch, to just see how they swerve and what they can do and what they can't do, right? So
you think you can do it?
That's a good question. It would depend what they're saying.
You? Like the other, when you were in...
Nah, but I don't think he's been heckled before. You know what? You're not.
You said like you're...
We're lining that up, bro. We're going out one night to heckle the hell out of this guy.
That set.
If it's you and you come to heckle me, I will destroy you.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'd be like, the first thing I'd probably say is like, oh shit, Barbados is in the house.
Winner, Ganyo.
That's pretty good, man. That's a level of disrespect, bro.
Shout out face.
Jungle, give him a facelift.
My gun put you in
my mold. Press my Glock against your mold. So you can take it.
Now let's get it all in perspective.
Oh, I like how you did that. We were playing that Magic 3 before we even started that reggae stuff. But big up Elephant Man wherever he's at, yo. You didn't like that one?
Nah.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Anyways, big up SB the student. Find him on Instagram. Find him on Goodreads. Audible's about to sponsor him.
Yo, it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen.
Shout out Priya, Miss Mystery, aka Pree Pree, aka Every Gala Pree. I told you I got you.
AKA Body Ammo.
Big them up every time, yo.
Only going up this year.
Big up Knots behind the scenes. Audio, video. Find him on the internet. Keep him booked. Keep him busy. Shout out Face. Fresh off the plane. Welcome back, brother. I go by the name of Bun. You can find me on Instagram at wha'SUP Bun.
Only going up this year.
That guy, that's a homie from the way back. From way back, sorry. Goes by the name of Lazy Jaw. Find him on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. Go stream his music.
Only going up this year.
He's my favorite rapper out of the city. So,
only going up this year.
Busy weekend for us all. I feel like we have so many things to catch up on. I don't know where to start.
Why don't we start with your birthday?
Yeah, eh? What about it?
How was it?
Great.
You want to elaborate?
Still mad this guy wasn't here though.
I also wasn't there.
True.
But you're not mad at that.
I mean, you...
Cool, awesome. Continue your story, man.
Wow.
Whatever.
I feel like you would have had a good time.
That's awesome. Great.
You thought the Spoons?
No.
Yeah, eh?
But I saw, so.
Oh. Spoons is cleaning up. Spoons was cleaning up. Cleaning up. Oh, what? Knots, you got something to say? So, you're plugged in. What's up?
My wallet's still full from what I picked up. Spoons, holla at me. Cross, holla at me.
One of these ones?
Winner, Ganyo.
Senor, you're tearing it up, huh?
×3.
Holy.
And I only started with $5.
Yeah, right.
And tripled up.
Damn, yo. I lost all of my money. I can tell you that much. Like, all of it was gone. I was down to like 2 5s maybe. Gone. But I know he was out here cleaning up.
So it was good. Good to see people.
Yeah, but it's kind of, you know, when you're the one that's hosting, you have to be able to exactly. You're entertaining everybody.
I know exactly what you mean.
So it's kind of like, did I enjoy myself? I was happy to see that everybody else had a good time, and even the feedback, the messages, like, yo, we gotta do that in 2 months type stuff.
So you had a good turnout.
Yeah. It was a vibe. Had the basement bumping. Had the backyard bumping. Nice little vibe. Everybody enjoyed themselves.
What's the big highlight?
I
That
feel
you
like
could-
I
that you
gotta
can
go with
disclose?
I feel like I gotta go with Ox Guide. So
Okay.
Oh, you guys played?
yeah. So we had the turntable set up, the mic, the whole nine, and we're downstairs.
Shout out Ox God. You can find it at Makeway
Only going up this year.
along with Body Ammo.
One more time, just in case they missed it the first time.
Shout out to Ox God. You can grab his game at Makeway along with Body Ammo.
I happen to have 2 versions of the game. The R&B hip hop one and the soca dancehall
Yeah,
one.
dope.
Even though I started pulling all the soca cards.
You're
Like,
a bitch.
dash them way. Like, I can't do the soca thing. Like dance all day. So we're going from like deck to deck.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't do it the traditional way because there was so many people down there.
Right.
We just set it up in a way that where there was just the 2 teams
Mm-hmm.
and 3 judges.
Okay. Were you a judge?
No.
Good.
I was on a team actually.
That's great.
So we just did you have, what was it, 30 seconds or 60 seconds
Mm-hmm.
to choose your song, and then whoever chooses their song first, the next team has an extra 15 seconds to choose
Right.
their song.
Right.
And then we just each played, and based off of the judges, yes, and then the crowd reaction at the same time.
Mm-hmm. So
was
did
like-
your team
was
win?
points on the board.
What do you got to do?
So,
What is it, like a versus thing or like?
Yeah, think of it like a versus, or traditionally we as West Indian people refer to it as more of a sound clash.
Okay. Yeah.
But you're giving us categories at that point.
okay.
So one of the examples was the do-rag era.
Mhm.
Play a song,
Okay.
a hip-hop song by a solo or group artist.
yeah.
But just to give you that feeling, that vibe. And then you each take a turn, and whoever plays a song, a better song,
Right.
gets a better reaction from the crowd and the judges, then you get the point. We just call it a forward, basically. Like, not. You like, you were there for it. It was a thing. Oh, you know what? Let me finish the story first, and then we'll get his take.
Okay.
Because again, you know when you're the one that's hosting,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of have to like set the vibe and set it up, and then all right, you guys run with it. So
Right.
I did a couple of rounds with them, and then
Mhm.
I just sort of skated out of the room real quick. And before you knew it, it was like, oh, where's Bun? Where's Bun? I don't know. He's gone somewhere.
Mhm.
But my team still held it down. So
But I asked you if you won, and you've been like,
I wasn't there, but
evading
my
that
team
question.
won. But I wasn't there. My team won. We were down 3-1, 4-1 when I was playing. But
So you're saying that you carried your team? Like, is that what you're trying to
no,
say?
because
You
we were
said they were
losing.
losing.
Yeah, we were losing.
Or you're down 3-1?
Yeah, we were down.
Sorry,
We
my
were
bad.
losing. It was a
Okay.
3 or 4-1. But it was kind of like yeah, I'm just setting it up and then to watch it. I want you guys take care of this and we're
Mhm.
good. So that's what it was. I mean, others might question where I went to, but I was busy entertaining.
What were you doing?
Entertaining.
You keep
It's like he wants to say it, but he doesn't.
Say
He's
what?
trying to be mysterious.
right.
No, I was just literally just that, entertaining.
Did you go on a walk?
No, it was like people were showing up at the same time, so I'm still having to like the things over here, the drinks over there, the food's over there. You want me to get something for you? All of that type of stuff. So
Mhm.
I couldn't stay down there the whole night and just continue playing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I hear you.
I mean,
But
you
then-
probably could have. I think people would have understood. It's your birthday.
You think so?
Yeah, people could open the door, take their shoes off.
I,
I get what you're saying though. The hospitality factor.
I mean, if you tell everybody to come at like whatever time you told everyone to come
Nah,
at,
B.
and then you wait, you didn't let me finish. Then you wait at least 2 hours. Then you can start doing whatever you're doing.
and then what? That's it? I don't have to worry about anybody else?
Well, I mean, you can still check. For sure. I'm not saying like not to like
the way
check,
I feel like I'm okay with setting it up.
but it's hard to like not want to make sure everyone's good.
Does everybody know everybody though?
No.
All right,
That's never the case though to me with me. I just feel like there's so many circles. And this is me trying to like, tie a bunch of them together. Not all of them, but a few of them. And then
I
not
think that's
everybody's
a-
gonna know
A
everybody.
difficult,
But there's gonna
thing
be
to do
pockets that know, pockets that know, pockets that know.
is bring people like together from like different eras of your life, because you're not the same. I don't think you're the same person, so it's like,
Oh yeah, like
you know what I mean?
I don't
Like
fuck with my
people
work
from,
friends.
like-
like I've never invited a work friend anywhere. More times I don't even go nowhere with them. Oh, we're just going to have a sheet for lunch. Nah, I'm good still. You guys go on, yo.
Why?
Nah. What are we gonna talk about?
Work?
Mind you, I want to exactly. Like I don't care. Like why?
I think that you shouldn't like go to work in the hopes to make friends, but if you happen to make a friend at work, then that's like a bonus. Like I made like one of like my closest friends from my job,
That's crazy.
and like this is like now 9 years deep.
Let me ask you guys a question, just because you said that too, right? Are you guys both more like introverted people? Like I guess you don't really have to answer.
Why? Because you feel like you already know the answer?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, but the audience would know that though.
True. Very, very well.
What would you consider yourself?
Introvert all day.
Oh my God.
What? Are you agreeing or disagreeing?
I'm not agreeing.
You think I'm an extrovert?
I don't think I wouldn't classify you as an introvert. I also wouldn't classify you as an extrovert, but I wouldn't say that.
So
maybe because I've known you for so long.
Okay.
But I wouldn't I don't know. That's not what I would.
You got a confirmation bias?
I just don't like you. I would definitely say you're an extrovert. Like I just would say that. But like I just wouldn't classify you as that. Is there like a happy medium? Whatever that is.
So what
we'll
you
just make that up right now.
Next question, please.
I'm a transtrovert. I'm a transtrovert.
Next question, please.
What?
Well, you didn't answer. Where do you classify yourself? I feel like you might be in the happy medium lane too.
I would say so. I mean, I don't really know. I think people would classify me as an extrovert, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
That was hard. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I feel like I know exactly what you mean. People would classify you as that.
Yeah, I think people would classify
you know
me as that.
what you are. Like, you feel it. So
yeah, I mean, I would say like happy medium as well.
You're thrown in a room in a party that you don't know anyone. You're going to go around talking?
Yeah. When I'm ready. Like, I won't like immediately walk in and like beeline to somebody. But I'll go into the room, feel the energy, feel the vibe, and then like figure it out. But like, I think that's the thing. You could put me, I can go to like a gala event and be fine. And I can go to like a hood spot and be fine.
Only going up this year.
I think that's just the versatility of me and my personality. So I don't know what you would classify that as. Maybe sometimes I would go in, or if I'm in a hood spot, I'm not going to go up to somebody. Maybe I'll like hold a corner.
What do you consider a hood spot?
I know, yeah.
Be careful. I'd rather you say somewhere in the east, not the west.
Right. So that's why I'm literally racking my brain right now because I don't go east. So I was going to
can't call on everybody in the west end though. Like,
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I mean, the vibe, like, you don't have to physically be in the hood spot to have like that vibe.
Like a mom and pop spot. I just mean like, or like, a basement, bashment, like whatever. Like, after hours, like stuff like that. Or like, somewhere where you have to wear a gown and a tuxedo.
Gown and a tuxedo.
I'm just saying.
One of the words that was used to describe the event was nostalgic. The basement vibe was nostalgic.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That definitely makes sense.
But since when's the last time you felt that feeling? When's the last time you felt that feeling? And then we're going to hear what you have to say.
To be honest with you, there's a spot on like Queen Street.
Shout them out.
Only going up this year.
It's called, I think it used to be Parts and Labor, and now it's called Sorry Not Sorry. Okay. And it's literally, it's like a basement gym. Like it gets hot in there. It's like the ceiling's low. It gets really crowded, but like you're scream singing the whole night. And like you're slapping the ceiling, you're slapping the wall, you're standing on tables, but it's like you're there with your, I don't know, have any of you guys ever went to Cold Tea when I was in Kensington? This party called Cold Tea. Anyways. But it's like, yeah, it's just like I may have, I just don't know.
That's exactly where I'm at.
I may have.
Yeah.
It's like a spot that like you have to walk through a clothing store. Like you have to walk through the back and then you go in, and then once you go inside, you walk out, and it's like picnic tables. No. And it's like a small spot.
I believe I've heard of this place, but I haven't been there.
So anyways, it's basically like, so this party, it's like a bashment from like 2000. Like think about like when you used to go to basement parties at like somebody's house and stuff like that. So like that gives me that vibe. Footage. Anyways, what were you?
You said it gives you that vibe. Yeah.
So anyways, that's all I'm saying. So that's the last time I had that vibe, was like 2 weeks ago. So
2 weeks ago?
That's when I went.
So you couldn't link the man then?
No,
you couldn't link the man then, bro. Pardon me?
It was invite only.
Wow, them ones, eh?
Yeah, you got a lot of footage, eh?
Oh, I definitely do. Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
So Nats, what you saying?
It was good.
This girl hit me the invite only. I like how you did that, Derek.
It was good. It was good. I thought Oxgod, the teams was a little bit weak. including your team, as to why you walked away?
Were you on the
When
other
you were,
team?
no, I wasn't
but
playing
keep
it out.
him-
I was actually
Were you a judge?
throwing a little bit of
Nah, but keep
keep
in mind, none of the people playing have ever played before, besides myself. So
Okay,
I
but
knew
it's
how
not
this
a
works.
But it's not a hard
No,
concept
but
to grasp.
no. You played it
I probably no, I don't think so.
in a,
But-
and again,
okay.
this is also in a room full of people, not
Okay.
like a small group where it's like 6 to 9. This is
Okay.
like what?
No, I haven't played that game specifically,
Mhm.
but during like COVID, when there was like quarantine and everything, like me and my friends would get on and do like a sound clash, and there's like 30 people on, and 2 people would sound clash back and forth. So someone would make up categories and questions, and then we would just do that. So have I played
And
the
where there was
specific
a whole
game
time
before?
limit thing to it.
Yeah,
and
everything. So it's like
concept.
But
when
it's
you
like
walked in,
you- but
right?
you
No,
feel-
I know. Like,
but when you're in the room and all those eyes are on you, you feel the pressure. And you know you only have a certain amount of time. A song might come to you, but then at the same time, it's like, yo, you might know and love that song, but the rest of the room might not mess with that song
but
the
that's
same
why.
way.
But that's why you gotta look at the crowd. You gotta think about it.
But
If I'm
it
gonna
ain't
do,
easy in that moment.
but okay, so you're there and you gotta play. It's like a DJ,
No, but
right?
not everybody
So
can
it's
DJ.
like, no, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Do the teams at least know each other?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. Like,
But if
That's another
number
one.
one is if everyone's around like the same like age range
Mhm.
and like where they like, I mean, I think you can read even with a DJ. Like, you're gonna read the crowd, right? So like, if you're playing something that you think is bumping and the crowd's not moving, you're gonna switch it up.
yeah,
So-
except you have these specific categories and stuff where, yo, it gets
I'd be
kinda
terrible at this game.
rough. Yeah,
I'd be
probably.
so bad at this game. I'd just probably sit on the sidelines and be like,
Personally,
winner.
I think everybody's good at the game, but the game really comes down to how quick can you think.
Exactly.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
all it
remember
is.
songs. Like, I don't remember songs.
Exactly.
Like, I don't.
And you might remember, like,
names.
you might remember the
But-
lyrics, but you may
but-
not know the song title.
right,
and
but
have
that's
to, like,
why
find
it's
it in
good.
real time.
But that's why it's good to do it with a team. Because if it's
Yeah,
just you,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
and you're just like, I know this song, I want to play this song, you can't think of the song.
But
But,
then
if you're in a
imagine-
team and you start singing the song, someone else will be like, oh yeah, it's this.
Or you have the
it's more
song and you
lines.
show the song title to your team, and they're like, "What song is that?"
Right.
We don't have a pre-fade.
But I'm saying, like,
Are
that's-
you guys Googling stuff?
That's it. Well, you should, but
Is
like
that a part
that's
of, is that a part of the
that's-
rules?
You think you have time to Google?
that's a
don't know.
consensus, right? Like, it's a consensus with your team
yeah.
over than you're just doing it solo.
Mhm.
So I think it's
So here's an
Easy.
example to what you guys are talking about. This was actually the last song, or second last song, that pretty much took it home for your team.
Mhm.
So one of the categories was, what is, the common stripper track? So your team, they dropped
Juvenile, Back That Ass Up.
Back That Ass Up.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then the other team, they dropped Bands Will Make Him Dance.
Ooh, but nobody knew bands make them.
No, everybody knew Bands.
who
Okay.
would not know bands?
Everybody knows
Hey,
bands.
the crowd was kind of
No. Everybody
Okay,
knew
okay,
that.
okay,
but
okay.
but he, see this game also.
That's insane.
Hold on, my team played the song first.
Yeah, your team
Okay,
played the song
okay,
first.
yeah.
You're not really gonna beat that song, but there is some contending tracks, and this game honestly reflects
But it's your
the appreciation for DJs and how quick and witty they are.
Yeah.
Because bands, to me, is a bigger track for the category,
Mhm.
right? Play a stripper song. But the problem is that Back That Ass Up, it's a fast track. Bands is a slow track.
Yeah.
So that's why the crowd didn't react.
Yeah, the girls reacted
Right? So
to,
you're
to
saying- so-
Juvenile.
So
That's
so the
insane.
Why?
song,
because it depends,
depends on your vibe.
It depends
No-
on when you grew up too. So if you have people that don't really know how crazy like Back That Ass Up was, but to me, like if I had to choose, like I would say Bands is a bigger stripper song.
Yeah, but that's
Exactly.
more,
stripper
It is.
song,
Yeah.
not like ass. Like like if you
Yeah,
think about
yeah,
it,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like how you would move
yeah.
to that song, I think would like make you get some more ones.
Mm.
I think so.
But if you're listening to that in real time, you're not gonna start moving hearing Juvenile. Like you automatically wouldn't just start moving the second you hear Juvenile,
I would start rapping,
and the second you
and
heard bands,
I would start dancing.
more so than the Juvenile.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
because think about
I follow that.
back then, like when that song came out,
Mm.
I wasn't like dancing to that in the way that I
Okay,
like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
so like I don't know. I would rap Back That Ass Up and I would like drop it for Bands For me, like that's how I would look at it.
I think a stripper would be on the same boat.
Thank you.
But to support what
think
you're
so.
saying, personally, for the category itself, Bands is a bigger track than Juvenile, specifically for stripper track.
Because it's stripper era.
It is, but the problem is that Juvenile dropped first, meaning that song is faster. Bands is a slower tempo, so that's why people didn't really react to it. But the song that came up after Bands, what should have been played, and multiple people said it, they should have played Tip Drill to counteract Juvenile. Same tempo.
So,
and
again-
in that era, that was
Again,
one of the top
100%.
rated
And I can see the video right now playing in my mind. 100%. Like when he slides a credit card like down her ass. That was funny on BET. What is it? Blue Night? Black Night?
Yeah.
But like if you didn't grow up in that era, you might not even have heard of Tip Drill.
But all of us did.
Well, I'm just saying he said like there was, I don't know, like the scope of ages that were there. But like I think if you're
Most
born
of
in
them are
like
our age, like,
the 2000s,
mm,
I just don't know if everyone would know Tip Drill. They should listen to it.
They
It's a great
should.
song.
what was it? There was one more on that time. What was the Ludacris one? Tip Drill was Nelly. Didn't Ludacris have one of those like songs that were hitting them time? Oh, Pussy Poppin'. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Pussy Poppin'.
That now, me personally, what I would counteract from the Juvenile track is French Montana. What's the name of the track? Don't stop, get it, don't stop.
Oh.
Pop
What you
that?
twerking
Pop
with?
that. I feel like that's a conversation for one of these days. Best stripper song.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Guess we might just have to go to a strip joint. No?
When's the last time? Trying to see some dicks go like this?
Slippery Sawdust.
Only going up this year.
Slippery
respond to
saunas.
Probably Atlanta.
Yo, stop
When
doing
was
that,
that?
bro.
You brought it up.
Anyways,
When was the last
Edit
time
that.
you went?
probably April, yeah.
Oh.
April.
Oh yeah, I could have said it like that.
Exactly.
Ooh. You're the one that fucked it up already, though.
Anyway, shout out my teammates. She's so sincere and Junior 5-star. They held it down. I went down there, set it up, get
Did
the ball.
Spoons play?
Get the ball. Spoons is the judge. So I got the ball rolling. Let them know how it goes. Yeah, we took a couple L's in the rounds, but you guys brought us home, man.
Only going up this year.
I'm sorry to the sore losers. D Nice, Uncle D, whatever I gotta call you these days. Uncle Daryl. That was a vibe, yeah, but I quite enjoyed the backyard too. We were doing some s'mores and stuff and
Oh, that's cute.
literally just kicking it, chilling. Like the music wasn't too loud, but you can still hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're just chilling. Enjoying each other's company. And like, bro.
Yeah, do you feel as old as you are right now?
No, I don't actually. And funny enough, I had this conversation with my aunt and my dad a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, when you wake up and you look at yourself in the mirror and you literally just live your day to day, do you feel like you think in the way that you are, like the age that you're at? And they were like, nah, both of them said, one said 30 and the other one said 32. They talk to themselves, they feel like they are that age mentally. Does
They
that
feel
make
they are
sense?
what age mentally?
30 and 32. Like that doesn't change. Like you don't get older. Like you still feel like you're just out
I
here
think
living.
that range
Physically you feel
from like
older.
like that range from like let's just say 30 to 45, I think is just the most relative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna remember the 20s as much once you've kind of gone to like 60. You'll probably remember that 30 to 45 range easier. And I think you get stuck there.
I don't think I'll
But don't
ever
you think
forget my
that would be the
20s.
same thing with any age? Like, so when you're in your 20s, you'd remember your teens more so than...
No, because you're still kind of growing. I feel like the maturity level changes a lot more from teenage to post-teenage. Whereas adulthood, that part of adulthood at least, it kind of still remains the same. Like what is changing so much between 30 and 45? All right, you got your kids and stuff like that, but that's still, it's kind of it, you know?
I mean, it could be anything though, right? Like life changes and monumentous things can happen at any
sure.
time in your life.
No, I'm not saying
But
it can't.
I think that the time that I remember my age is when I'm hurt or sick. Like that's when I would
Exactly.
remember when my
It's
age
funny
is.
you say
Like,
that. Yeah.
like that's when I'm like, oh, I'm not.
I get a cut now, and that shit's lasting like 5 weeks. I'm
I'm
like,
like,
yo, what the
what
hell's
the-
going on here? Like,
I got a paper cut
I
that
need
became a scar.
bruh.
It's like,
Yeah,
how
like,
is
It's
this
crazy,
a scar?
yo.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I swear I have a nick on like my forehead somewhere. I'm like, yo, this has been like from October last year.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like this one literally is me scratching it. Like nothing happened. I
Bruh.
just over scratch it and it's a scar now.
It's driving me bonkers.
It's
man.
embarrassing
It's
when
one of
like
the ones that I know.
my daughter,
this ain't cool.
my daughter like she's prone, like she does a lot of crazy stuff. So she bumps her legs and knees and all that stuff, right? So she'll ask me like, oh, did that happen to you? And how did this happen? She'll point at all these scars. So I know some of these where they're from. This one's so embarrassing to tell. It's like, yeah, I scratched it. What? Why is there a scar there from scratching it? Like, what were you doing? You got claw? Like, what are you doing? It's weird. I don't know.
That's the one that drives me every time something happens, like, damn it.
That's when I remember my age. That's it.
I think it's the weight too. Once I start eating,
that's harder to start shedding pounds. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Trust me, I know.
That's not fun.
I could drop like 15 in 10 days type shit back in the day. Like now.
Well, remember, like every day for lunch, I'd have like poutine and wings every day.
2 liter pops.
None.
I had
2
abs.
liter pops.
I had abs, like all throughout high school,
Man, yo.
and that's all I ate. I had wings.
Shout out Dallas.
Yeah, so I was gonna say I'm like Dallas. I had wings and fries, or
Pizza
like
Nova.
burger and fries, or Pizza Nova. And
That's all it was.
treat. Yeah,
The pizza deal.
Or Patty Deluxe.
$2.
Yeah.
Patty Deluxe was it.
But every day.
That's gross though. When you really think
When
about
you think
it.
about it now,
It's like, like I remember just
I didn't have a vegetable.
Even before that, like middle school, it'd just be like lunch would be like one of those big cookies and a chocolate milk, and I'm good.
Is there an age that you wish you can go back to? If you could?
I time travel all the time.
Sorry,
If you could live a period of time all over again, do you know? Like, is there a selected few years that you'd say I can go? I'd go do that tomorrow.
I
all
would
over
just
again.
really like for you to elaborate on what you just said. I can't really think of an answer right now. What do you mean you time travel?
I just feel like I'm in another mindset like the whole time with
Don't listen to
age.
this guy, man.
No, you don't want to get into that?
He's on something. Like, what do you mean?
So the same way, the best way to compare it is like how we were talking about David Goggins last time.
Yeah.
And he's gotten to the point where like he's making his body still function and he's just doing whatever he is regardless of the pain tolerance. And it's just more of a mental thing for him, right? Whereas a lot of other people kind of can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll fall apart, you'll break apart, whatever. I feel like that about age. Like when someone starts, and we just kind of did it, but when someone starts saying, oh man, I'm getting old, I don't even want to hear that conversation. Like I just go, well, I don't feel that way. Or it's like, oh yeah, my legs are hurting now because I'm getting old. It's that age. I don't believe in that stuff. You've made it that age because you're teaching yourself it's that age. So to me, like, you guys get the birthday invite. I'm turning 38. All right. There's going to be a set of candles on that cake that say 38, but I'm also going to have another set that says 26. In my head, I'm remaining young. And I'm just going to.
That's the age that I kind of want to go back to, though.
I just want, but like, think about it. If you, but
It's
here's,
funny you say that.
but go back to that, right? So if you want to be 26, and I'm making all this stuff up, I'm not really reading it, I'm kind of creating it. But what would you be doing if you're 26? How would your body be reacting if you're 26? Like there's a lot of different things, like the way that you're burning calories or the way that you're eating, the way like the energy component. Like there's so many different things that you would be doing. So it's not just thinking that you're that, but like actually acting it out somewhat. Not in the foolishness department, but I mean like certain changes in lifestyle. I feel like we're a lot lazier now. We're all just lounging and doing nothing. I'll speak for myself. I'm not as active as I used to be, but I would want to do certain things that replicate that age more. Tim Ferriss talks about that. He's got this thing about, actually what we're talking about right now. You had abs. I get the age has to do with it. And like you could eat pizza and whatever, you're still fit. But in order to actually put in that effort for whatever you were doing at the gym in terms of repetition or whatever the workout drill was or the schedule it was, you could go back to that. Mind you, lifestyle, time frame, all that stuff, I get it. But he goes, man, looks at a picture. He's like, shit, I look really good here. What was I doing around this time? He's got a journal where he's actually got his whole workout listed. Goes back to doing that again, and genetically or biologically, as best as he could, he's kind of going back to how he used to look back then. So that's what I mean with that. But also more from a mental perspective. I just don't like to take in stuff about everything that's associated with being 38 or 39 or 40 or 42 or 43 or whatever. It's like, Keep that to yourself. I don't need to hear that.
I think a lot of it too has to do with like the discipline. Like you're just saying, like, okay, if you go back to that. When I was at that time, like I was in every sport and I was playing sports outside. So like I had practice before school, intramurals at lunch, after school practice, night practice, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
So obviously like that's what I was doing. Now I will make like I've done, I don't even know how many challenges for myself to see like what I can do. So the last one that I finished was like working out 100 days straight.
Dope.
Without a break. And the abs came back. Not all of them, maybe like top 2, top 4.
Whatever.
Came back.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? So like, I get what you're saying. Like, I agree. If you just you also need to put in the work, but it's just now we have a lot more responsibilities and commitments than we did when we were
That's
that
a
age,
fact.
right?
I don't, like, again, this where, I'm not saying that's false. I just feel.
But you can still make time for what
Exactly.
you need to make time for. So
Exactly.
I get it.
Yeah. Like my daughter and my son, both of them make fun of me sometimes. They'll say something random, right? We'll go for a run. We're running or whatever it is.
They run with you?
Yeah.
That's dope.
So she's like, oh, when you're older and I'm like 20, you're not going to be able to run like this and whatever. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm going to be running like this forever. And like just little things like that. I don't want them to seek in any which way. I just don't even want to like jokingly hear it.
Right.
Yeah. This happens in conversations all the time where people get annoyed by the way that I respond. When they say stuff like that, it's like, no, I don't want to hear that. It's not happening to me. It might happen to you. Yeah. The shit that I've kind of gone through for the last 5 years,
Bruh.
it's just made me reflect on myself so much. And I even talk about this in the sense of forgiveness, because forgiving to me is such a hard thing to do, especially when people that aren't supposed to fuck you up in whichever manner. You know what I mean? Whether it be my fault for having expectations or whether it just be whatever it is, their insecurities and their weaknesses and yada, 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 right? Or circumstances. Things happen. The hardest part throughout the whole process was for me to forgive myself, A, and B, for me to like really understand like, yo, like it's been so long in life where I have not put myself on top of my own fucking list. And that was like the part where I'm like, yo, what's your problem? Like, you're willing to do all this for everybody else, but you can't do like these things for yourself. So that whole concept, you got to love yourself, like that runs deep with me right now, like super deep. And I honestly believe this, that you really cannot truly love somebody else unless you could truly love yourself.
100%.
So yeah, I'm all about that.
I think a lot of that comes through with like when you go through some shit, when you go through like what you're saying, like the past 5 years for you, like, you know what I mean? I have gone, I don't even know. I don't wish the things that I've been through in my life on anybody, but I think that those things or like those hard lessons, like really bring up like, what is my worth to me? Like, what is it? Like, because I think I know what it is, or I think I am where I'm at, or I do love myself, but I can't if I'm allowing these things to transpire, to continue happening, or whatever the case may be.
That's a part of it.
And I think the biggest thing is forgiving yourself for like not even allowing it, or like just taking accountability.
Yeah.
For whatever, even if you were in something where like someone did you very dirty, but just still taking accountability.
I want to go back to what you just said. The accountability part, taking accountability, that's huge.
Massive.
Taking responsibility for it, regardless if it's your fault or not, is probably like the key to recovering for it.
To beginning.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, it's so easy to point the finger.
Yeah, but then
and it's not an easy road.
Does that need to be acknowledged with the other person then?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yo, that's a valid question though, because like I'm still at a point where there are certain people that I have a very hard time forgiving, right? And
Me too.
And I feel like it would be a lot easier if they apologize or if that conversation was had. However, I've gotten to a point, hold that thought though. I've gotten to a point now where I'm like, yo, do I really need to hear something from them in order for me to forgive them and move on with my life? Because at the end of the day, you're still just hurting yourself. I'm not trying to have those thoughts. Right. I always say this quote, but we have 50 to 80,000 thoughts a day. 70% of them are repetitive, and upward of 90% of those are negative. So I'm not trying to think about the same thing. Like, and especially when your emotions are involved in that stuff, then you just fuck up your whole day. And I've had those days too. So like, I swear to God, like everyone jokes around like, oh, what are these books doing for you? What are these books doing for you? Or like, why are you taking psychology now? Or why are you doing like, yo, there is logic behind my madness. 100%. And even the next thing, like I don't talk about this that much either, but whatever, maybe I do. But like spirituality is not just like the fashion for me. Like, yo, it's into
To be
wear
woke.
these bracelets. It's
Yeah,
into go
100%.
meditate. Hey, let's do yoga.
100%.
No. Like I really do live that.
Yeah.
And when you could really pause and really think about, you know, what you're thinking,
Right.
how that's making you feel, what those feelings are doing to you on a day-to-day basis as far as, you know, something your growth,
Right.
like who are you really hurting?
But that's what you have to look at. And but the thing that you said, to circle back to that, when you're like, oh, like, would it be helpful if I got an apology from that person? So for me, it's like, I don't believe, like, you, whatever this person did to you or however many or whatever happened, it's like, I don't believe half the shit that comes out of your mouth. So even if you gave me an apology, that's maybe not because you actually feel bad. Maybe you feel bad for hurting me, but not for like what you did. So for me, it's like, I wanted that, or I wanted an explanation, or I wanted a reason, or I wanted an apology. But I'm like, me seeking this, that I'm giving you power. You have the power over me right now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to take my power back. So do I forgive you for like what you did for me to move forward is probably like one of the hardest things you can do in your life. And then to go down that path, it's an ugly ass road, and it's hard. It's very, very hard to go down this like healing path for yourself, and like to look at yourself, strip away like all the bullshit, all that stuff, and to really look at like your role in whatever happened.
I have certain philosophies, right? And there's certain things that like I write down where I'm like, yo, I'm living by this now. Like, that's it. And to your point, one of them is I don't lie to myself. I don't really like to lie to anybody, but things happen. But for the most part, if I'm lying to you, I'm lying to myself. And I'm not a good liar anymore. Like, I don't know how to keep up with whatever I say. So the truth is just better.
I don't know, bro.
Done. We needed something light. But when you go, it's an ugly road to walk down and to forgive someone. I know when I'll be ready to forgive somebody else. So I'm just saying I know what would make it easier. But if those options are not accessible, then, and I got to just figure it out myself and like just move on from the whole situation, which like in most cases I have, but like, you know, when you still get a little, like something irks you a little bit and you just go through that whole cycle again. And then you're like, man, fuck this person.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So I know I'm not there yet with certain situations, with certain people, certain family members, all that, whatever.
Sometimes I think you can't even, I don't think you have to forgive to move on. Like there's
you don't need to forgive to move on.
You don't
what do you mean
have to. So like
I don't verbally,
have to. No, I don't have to forgive this person.
Yeah.
For what they did to me, for me to be able to move forward without like malice in my heart.
Yeah, I'm not there yet with certain. Like I'm not there.
Face and I have had a similar conversation before.
Yeah.
And what he
conversation. You almost said that like a broken Indian accent there.
Conversation. We've had a conversation before. And what he had said is, because there is somebody that for him where he doesn't really like, they've had an issue for a while. Yeah. And it's not that he's waiting up for an apology or anything like that, but the best apology is change behavior. I think we all can agree on that. Mm-hmm. Yes, no? Like I don't need the same
change
to what you're
behavior.
saying. I don't need to hear the
I don't like the word change, bro. It needs to be a transformation. It needs to be evolution. Change, you could change back. So nah, that's not good enough for me.
Well, I just need you not to do it again.
I get it.
So that's all it really come like.
I'm nitpicking at the word.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But what he needed is insurance that the behavior has changed.
Fair.
So I don't need you to come back and apologize to me. I need to know that you've changed the behavior.
That makes sense.
And I don't need to hear it from you or to see it from you. I need other people to come back to me and be like, oh, his behavior's changed. Now it might be okay to like let him reach out, and then if you guys talk, you guys talk.
You know what's even bigger than
kind of makes sense
to me. What's bigger than all that is for me to be in a space where I could even hear what you have to say, or to even understand that you're at that point in your life. For me to even care, like this is like, yeah, you're changed. People are telling me you changed. Yeah, I don't care. Like I need to be in the right headspace to actually acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the type of person to be like, oh yeah, we're good, all right, cool. Like I don't, yeah. That's just fake to me.
I don't even think you need to do that though. Like at the end of the day, like you can. I lost my train of thought.
I'll give you a real example, okay? Because we talked about this here. So I had this whole issue with my brother, and never had.
That might be on one of those last tapes, eh? So I don't know.
We haven't posted those.
I don't know. Maybe.
Whatever. figure it out at some point.
Yeah.
But anyway, so had some disagreements, mostly on my side. And I was kind of fed up with the direction in which the relationship was going. Stopped talking. And he had a stroke, right? And so during that whole process, I'm not regretting that we weren't talking. This is another thing that people say, and I don't get it. Maybe I just sound cold-hearted. Everyone's like, oh, you know when someone says like, oh, you're fighting with somebody, oh, what if they die? And whatever, aren't you going to feel bad? I don't think like that. Mm-hmm. To me, I'm like, if I'm not talking to you, there's a reason why I'm not talking to you. Yeah. So like...
I'm not gonna fight my spirit.
Yeah, like,
this is how I feel.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
The circumstances don't matter.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, neither do I.
And that's just it. And even for it to be to that point, like if people that know me well enough know that it doesn't get to that point unless there's a reason behind it, and I don't think I'm wrong. So, and not to make it a right or wrong thing or a moral thing, but anyway, so we're not talking. That happens to him. So, at that moment, I can put everything aside and be there for that. After the fact, it's like we're slowly starting to talk, like we're getting there. But it still wasn't like what it was. I still have my feelings. All right, you're recovering from whatever, but I'm not over whatever it was. And not to be childish or immature or anything like that. It's just what it is. And then at some point, like, I brought it up and like I kind of flipped. Like I flipped on him, like verbally, like the conversation. I'm like, now I'm just letting it out. But his reaction was beautiful. And my brother's older than me. He's 10 years older than me, right? So he's taking in where I'm coming from, so the communication is there, and he's not like hostile.
Yeah, were you angry?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he just did it so beautifully. So
his
he like
comprehension was there.
Yeah, but that to me is love. You know what I mean? To actually like listening skills are so underrated,
he was
bro.
in a place to hear it. Right?
Exactly.
So maybe before he never was.
Exactly.
People don't listen to understand anymore. They just listen to respond.
And honestly, shout out to him and his girlfriend. Because then this became a big conversation. So now we're able to have a big conversation. All he asked was like, yo, if we're going to have a conversation about this, I have no problem. But you got to be respectful. I'm like, no problem. I'll be respectful. Yo, people don't do that anymore.
Do you guys hug?
Yeah. Yeah, he forced me to. And he's not the hugger. I'm the hugger. So I'm a big hugger. So that's just the dynamic of how it went. So I feel like this is what I was trying to say initially, where like someone might be ready to do something, but if I'm not ready to hear it, it's good as gone. Like I don't. There's no point. Sure. So even that could have gone left had he not been ready to
receive it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'll even add into that point, like the fact that, you need to have good people around you. You need to have a good partner around you to understand how important your family really is so they could talk some sense into you when it's not going the direction in which it should be going.
Talk about it.
And I give a lot of credit to his girl because there's a point where I enjoyed talking to her more than him. Yeah. Maybe even still now, like she's dope. Like, you know what I mean? So, fuck. A partner could ruin your fucking relationship with your family just like that.
Yeah.
And not just a partner, friends, people, whoever you have around you. So, be very careful with that kind of stuff.
Who you bring in your circle.
Yeah, and it's like, it's so cliche to just say that, but it's like, are you really observing them? Like, this is my best friend. All right, cool. So you got this lens on, this is my best friend, and they're like this, right? Take that lens off and look at them. If someone new came into your life and they're like this person, are you still accepting them the way they are? You said that previously about like that hidden envy kind of stuff, not to go back into that book again, but we really need to be aware of what's going on 100%. These days, and we're losing that, man. Some people are just like, I feel like everyone's lonely, straight up. People are together and they're still lonely. Like it's just for sure. Like it's just like face value. So you see these, and I don't want to keep repeating stuff. You see pictures and everyone's happy and everyone's doing this and that. Yo, are you really happy though? Yeah. And I don't think people take the time to really understand themselves to be happy or to understand what happiness really is. Yeah. And for the most part, it's just like everyone else looking at me thinking that I'm happy. Yeah. Like I have no problem being miserable anymore either. Like if I'm feeling like, hey, I'll throw another one at you, right? Yo, how you feeling?
All right.
That's a common response, right? Yeah. I'm not knocking you, I'm just saying. Yeah. Someone asks me how am I doing?
Great.
I'm not saying that either. Yeah. Like if you ask me, yo, how do you feel? Like how are you? How are you doing? I ask anybody. It's like even you guys. I take that as a trigger for me to check in with myself to really be like, yo, how do I feel right now?
I'm trying to implement that.
Do it. Because we just walk around saying everything's fine. Everything's fine. Then we're fucking rolling around on the 401 like in front of a fucking 18-wheeler. And like that's what's up now. Like
I don't know. It's just kind of hard to like you could feel good in a moment because something just happened.
Yeah.
But 5 minutes from now, you might be thinking back on the same shit you were stressing about 2 hours ago or earlier that morning.
That's a fact.
So it's kind of like, am I okay? I'm okay right now because I just fucking won $20 on OLG, but I still got to go back home to all this mess and this madness and da-da-da-da-da. Like, I'm gonna stress myself back out in a couple minutes. So
like as much as like we're joking about the whole time traveling thing, I haven't come up with the exact term of what I mean by it, but a lot of it is also like, yo, how much time are you really spending here versus going back 5 years and you're just sitting here, but you're really time traveling 5 years ago thinking about some shit someone said to you and you're just lost in that thought, and all of a sudden that thought's causing the emotions that you're feeling right now, that you're releasing that fucking cortisol and you're getting closer to your fucking blood pressure raising and maybe fucking having a stroke or whatever the case is. People are fucking dying out here because of their thoughts. I'm not doing
it's
that.
so true. It's so true. It's just so disturbing to think about it. And the way you played it out right now in that 10 seconds, like, damn, yo. Well, thank you also to Marsha and Adriel, who's another one of the homies. He's got a podcast. You can go check his stuff out. It's called The Cool Table. He's also got a radio show that he does, I believe, out of Ryerson. Remember back in the day listening to Ryerson? 88.1, 89.5, the UFT station, 105.5. Times have definitely changed, but there are still some people doing stuff on radio, and he's one of them. He was out here that night playing Ox God with us. Like Jermaine said, it was a pretty good time. Again, with having all that the amount of people in your place all at once, there's a lot of cleaning up to do. So I'm still catching up on the cleaning up. Things start to be misplaced. You start to see a few marks on the wall that weren't there before type stuff. But it's all in good energy, good fun. But overall, it was a good time. You had somewhere to be too, because you weren't there for that wonderful party.
Oh, now you want to
notice
that my presence was not there.
Yeah, you were at a wedding.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
My cousin got married.
Congrats.
Yeah. The wedding was good. It was fun. It was good to see a lot of family. It was just, it wasn't like, there was no reception, so it wasn't like the typical, like it was a shorter.
There was no reception?
No.
I was about to say, how was the turn up?
So we end up doing, so like Indian weddings, you have a lot of like pre-wedding ceremonies. So typically on the Friday, there's like a party after all like the prayers and stuff. So that one was pretty great.
I like how you said a lot, which is like an understatement. It's like, well, in most cases, like the wedding celebrations are lasting longer than the wedding. It's like,
I mean, like, so like typically it's 5 days. Yeah. Typically it's 5 days. Bro. But it's not all day 5 days.
But you're supposed to have an outfit for all 5 days?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Damn, yo.
But it's just
rough.
It's not. Well, actually, I don't know.
5
like
days?
I grew up like that. Yeah. I mean, it
varies.
There's like a prayer thing that you have to do. There's like a few different prayer stuff, and then you have like a Mendi night, which is like what I have on my hands right now.
Say it again.
Mendi. Well, people call it henna.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Western.
That's
not. It's Mendi.
I did not know that.
Oh,
maybe I might have heard that once before, but I just got accustomed to referring to it as henna.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, it's become more. There's different things people do with it now. Like they'll put in their like husband's name or their pet names or like draw faces in it and stuff like that. So
I remember from back in the day, but how long does it last?
I got this done on last week Friday, and it's starting to fade already. So
how long is it? We'll hold it up.
Oh, yeah, but it's starting to fade. The way you get it darker is you put
nothing in particular.
Pardon?
What does that stuff represent? Just nothing in particular?
No, this is just a design. I put my dog's name on this end, and I put my boyfriend's.
I've never seen guys with that though.
Yeah,
that's not a thing.
You don't do that.
You're not. Are they allowed to though?
You can do anything you want, but like no, it's traditionally not for that.
I feel like I have an interesting question though.
Go ahead.
Would a gay Indian guy put that on?
Probably not.
No.
Trans?
I don't think that makes a difference. I don't know.
know. Is that a
Like there's like my uncles will do it like as a joke. They'll put like a happy face or like something ridiculous. But
yeah, but
like,
if you saw a guy in the street right now with his hands done up like that, what? Nothing. You're not gonna say nothing. You're not gonna look them away. You're not gonna.
I don't care
questions?
what you do. I don't care what anybody does.
SB, what you saying?
So
I don't think I've ever seen an Indian guy do that.
yeah.
What if it became a trend? What if I just started a whole new trend? I mean,
I could
Drake's out
see
here
someone that
bubbles
I
in
could,
his
I
hair.
could. Okay, so to everything
I
that you
could-
just said, I could see someone that's not Indian doing
Yes,
that. That's
exactly.
all
Me
that
too.
jumps into.
Me too. Me
You
too.
know, that's
Nuts, you wouldn't do it?
Nah,
Why?
I respect the culture.
It's a great answer.
Hmm.
But I mean, people do it for fun. Right? There's like
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Mendy tents at like the CNE, and like people just go like, "Oh, I want a butterfly." So it's like to the Western world, it's like a temporary like tattoo.
exactly.
But that's not what it is.
But
for.
the sorry. But the patterns and stuff, to me, they remind me of like Samoan culture, where you see those kind of tattoos and stuff. Like, no,
Nah, their tats are different, bro.
Yeah, that's like more.
That-
I would say more tribal-y
Exactly.
vibe.
but
Boom.
I'm talking from a pattern standpoint.
This is
no?
like
No.
flowers and lotuses. No,
And even
I
where
just-
where they have the tats, like the tats are like just everywhere. But I feel like that's more of like a native thing too, like a native tribal thing. Like when you see like if you're watching the UFC, like you see some of these guys that are fighting from Australia or New Zealand, they got that whole thing going on. Even The Rock's like half Samoan. I think.
Yeah. But like I don't know, it's the one thing that I think is close enough where it's not just a one-off tattoo of some sort, or a print. It's
well,
a
you
design,
as
and it all comes together.
as an outsider, as a Westerner looking at it, like I can see where you maybe can draw some
Westerner or
similars.
West Ender.
No, not that.
So that's it. Nothing more from the wedding. It was just all right.
It was just really fun. Good to see family.
Do you know what like the background to doing like Mendy and stuff is?
Like the reasoning.
Yeah.
No.
Mm.
There's a lot of our traditions that we do that I have asked. I don't know if I've ever asked about Mendy at all, but like there's certain things like, so there's certain prayers and certain things that we do, or certain traditions you do like during the wedding, like to find out like why.
Yeah.
And like there's even like other holidays that we have that like I want to know why, or like the meaning behind it.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, you know, when you talk to your parents or elders, they're just like, you do it.
It's
Because, like, they don't question, or,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Like before it became a fashion, like back in the day, a part of it was
Before you
like-
begin a...
before it became a fashion. It's a fashion now. Before it became a fashion.
Mm-hmm.
For it sounds like you're saying I.
I yeah, it's a Visalign. Like I have Visalign.
No,
Like,
okay.
So there was like it would be the ingredients that they would use. So some of it was to whiten the skin after the fact. Some of it was the actual herbs that they would use. It's to like cool your body and to like protect you from any evils and stuff like that. So there's like multiple different things that actually it was more than just a fashion like that symbolized something.
Well, when I was younger, we
Yeah.
would put Mendy, like, in our hair
Yeah.
for, like...
Coloring or
the coloring and,
Yeah.
like, the nutrients. Like, it would give
Exactly.
you, along with, like, hair oiling, which, like,
yeah.
back then... When I would have like my hair oiled and like in a braid and I'd go to school, I'd get made fun of.
Yeah.
And now it's like a thing.
So
Like people want to do like Indian hair oiling and like all this stuff.
so you're obviously on the male side, right? So right?
Male
So-
side of.
during the wedding.
Yes.
So the females got that stuff done. Did you guys put the basin on?
Yeah. So like it's the piti. So
Yeah.
that's what we did.
Yeah.
So yeah, you go and you do that with like the leaves and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So
That
we did
just
that too.
sounds dirty. Like, do that again. Say it again. Like one of those ones. What's it called?
Shut up, man.
What's it called?
You're so gross.
What is it called?
bro.
What is it called?
What? What is what
You know,
called?
you just hear a foreign language sometimes. No, they say typically French. French is a sexy language. When you hear like some of that foreign stuff, it's like, oh,
You think
say that, run that back again.
Yeah,
Yo,
but
what
who,
was that?
like I don't get that. Like I don't really
What?
think French is all that sexy.
Neither do I.
I think Spanish is way sexier
Exactly.
than that.
For sure. Exactly.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think French is sexy
Yeah.
at all.
It's like
I think of like, it's probably weird, but like Pepe Le Pew. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's fair.
I
Yeah, that's
just
the
don't
energy.
associate. I get like the romanticism Like
I don't even get that.
But like, you know what I mean? But I'm not like that comes from like pop culture and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Right. So
Yeah, I think it's just the whole concept of being foreign or whatever. Maybe it's
yeah. What were you? So were you asking? Yes, I was. So even like the Mendy stuff, you typically only do that on the bride side, but like he did it for the
sisters.
Yeah. Well, we went to the bride. Like we did it with her, like his bride.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. So she got her bridal Mendy done, and she did like you do your feet and your hands, like up to your arm. So yeah.
What was your wedding like?
We're not talking about that.
Why?
That's what the fuck.
How many days was it?
Who cares? What are we doing here? I don't even know what. Like, why would I even be talking about that right now? This guy's from there.
I've never been to an Indian wedding. So I'm curious.
This is funny, actually. Like, I'm damned if I do. I'm damned if I don't. Like, what am I supposed to say? Like, oh, yo, it was great. But then it's like, well, I'm like, yeah, that
was great at the time, right? Like, you can't take that away.
It happened.
Well, yeah,
part of your life.
Obviously, well, but what if I was to be like, yo, it was garbage. Like, imagine, like, I'm like, you know, like, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, the question is so like that threw me off.
I just think that just because something something happened and it didn't work out the way in which you thought it would, or whatever the case may be, but I don't remember. What religion are you?
Wow. Okay, that's different.
Like, sorry, meaning like what type of wedding did you have? Because it's different.
What does that mean?
I'm
he's
I'm
heating
Hindu.
up.
No.
I'm Hindu, so like we had like a ceremony. So I don't know if
Continue.
I almost feel like
he's sweating when he starts going like this.
Yeah,
when he starts
not even.
He does that all the time.
No, I love this thing, but it's also because I drank the water. I feel like he just asked that question because he wanted to hit that button.
Nah, come on. You've been had this, yo. Let's go, man.
Well, like obviously, like I'm sick, right? So our I'll say rituals are somewhat different, but they're somewhat similar.
Well, my cousin married someone that is. So like they had.
But what are you asking me? So what did we do? Like as far as like how do you get married?
Like, did you have a lot of like pre-wedding ceremonies as well? Or?
No, not really. We kept it small, man. Like my brother's was like ridiculously large, and the time that I was getting married, my family's like huge, and
like your immediate, like
even my immediate is like a couple of hundred people.
Yeah, same.
And this is like not even friends and like any of that stuff. I mean, like my mom's got like, I don't know, 11 or 12 brothers and sisters. There's like 40, 50 first cousins. It's just you know what I mean?
Right.
It's different.
And then if they're married or they have kids, and it's
they do. And like me, anyway. So it was smaller and just like, I guess it paid off now. But like it's like I don't believe in like that big gigantic thing. I believe in the smaller intimate thing. So there wasn't a lot of pre-wedding, like a calendar of celebrations and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, to me, I feel like there deserves to be a celebration.
What?
Do too.
Like when two lives come together the way that they're doing.
Yeah.
But
it's not just the two lives.
But I think it's celebration in the way in which you want
to celebrate.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
but
some people want
like,
a big party with like a bunch of their like close family and friends, and some people just want that union for like themselves and together. It's
weird, but it's almost like I'm okay with a small wedding, but then a big reception. Yeah. Like I don't care for that the before stuff.
Yeah.
Let's just celebrate it. You look like you're gearing up to say something.
I'm the other way. I would want that to be like as small as possible. I would want
the reception part?
All of it. I would just want the people that are supposed to be there. Whereas like if it was something less important, like a birthday, all right, you guys could all come to the birthday. But I don't want everybody at something like that. Yeah. Does that sound weird?
A little bit. But like in the sense, I mean, not that you want like an intimate like wedding or something like that. You
sound like you were about to say boring.
No, I wasn't. I just mean like, you know, when you're saying like you want the people that you want to be there, but there could be there probably is other people that want to be there for you, or like that want to see you happy in that way. So
for sure, I would imagine that like for the most part, everybody that's there would want to feel that way or see that way. For me.
But I just mean like to cut it down. So like just like what you're saying, like my immediate family is very large. It's probably like 150 people.
So
family, cousins.
So we still had like,
right.
So just to clarify, because I feel like there's another thing where people get confused with Indian weddings. My wedding was small for
Indian wedding.
Exactly.
So you had
compared to a normal wedding, we still had like 400 or 500 people.
Yeah.
So it's still a big wedding, but it's just
small.
But like I have like again. Family where there's 1,000, 1,500, 17, 18, 2,000 people there.
A small wedding is like 300 people for like Indian weddings, I would say, like around 300. And then like regular weddings are like 5 to 8, something crazy.
Yeah. So I feel like
that's not something I would want.
I feel like outside of Indian culture, it's always like, wait, what? How many people did you have?
Yeah,
if that.
Yeah. No,
How many people did you have like
penned out?
Yeah. A rough number.
I honestly don't remember.
Do you have a big family? Like dad, mom, like and their siblings and stuff like that?
Not big, but
did you guys take a lot of time to like plan out your proposals?
No.
Like you did it on the fly?
Not exactly that I did it on the fly, but like I felt like I could have done it way better if I really, really wanted to. I still think it was all right.
Do you know those ones? Yeah, because
like this is gonna take. This is gonna go left. This is gonna go so left.
Do you guys both mind sharing? How you did it?
Go first.
You want to? I mean,
I don't care. Like it is what it is.
If you guys are okay with it.
Yeah, whatever. Let's have a little laugh. Let's go. Let's go for it.
You want to know how I did it or how I planned, like how I thought to do it initially?
I'm gonna tag her in this video.
Both, I guess. Like, was it different? Like initially, how you thought in your mind was different than what you executed?
Well, initially, I had always told myself I didn't want to do it until we're going somewhere.
Like a trip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I really like it's almost like
to do it on
so I wanted to attach it to that, let's say.
A trip.
So yeah. So in my head it was like I would do it at the airport. Before
at the airport?
I would do it in the I wouldn't like do it in the middle of everywhere, but I would discreetly do it at the airport.
How can you discreetly do it at the airport?
Do you know who I am? Like I could trust me, I'll finesse it.
Okay, all right.
I'll do it very discreetly at the airport.
Okay.
That was what I had thought in my head. But then
my knee.
Yeah. One of them ones. Yeah.
You okay?
But I ended up attaching it to Mother's Day.
Okay.
So I wrote something in a card and then gave her the card and she read it. And at the end of it, it was kind of like and I'd also appreciate if you became my wife type of joint.
Oh,
and then by that point, I was already on my knee.
Okay.
Well, it's pretty much more to the story than that.
Okay.
I lied to her. So I was like, yo, I don't got the ring yet because I got a custom made ring. So I'm like, yo, they're not going to have it. Sorry. Like, we were like, the dinner's booked and all that stuff. I'm not going to have the ring. So she bought it because I sold it. And
yeah, but what? She was expecting it though?
Not expecting it, but like, it's kind of obvious.
Like that day?
Sort of, yeah.
Why?
Because I was going to go pick it up that day.
Yeah, but how did
she know that?
Because it was supposed to be prepared that day.
Yeah, but how did she know you were going to propose?
How did
she doesn't know that I'm going to propose.
But how did she
She's not expecting the proposal at all. She knows that let's rewind here.
Like what?
Yeah, okay. Okay, so, how do I say this? There's no big surprise that we're getting married. Like, we know we're getting married. And a proposal isn't like a super big thing. Like, hey, will you marry me? And it's like this big surprise like it is in, I guess, Western culture. Like, we already knew that's going to happen, but she didn't know when I was going to actually pop the question officially.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so the ring,
so she knew the ring
shout
was
out Fairy
going to be
Mosh.
done that day.
What was that?
She knew that the ring was going to be completed that day.
Yeah, well, we went together to meet with the designer to get the ring.
What? To design it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're one of those ones. You would want to be part of that?
No, me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I hate
I wanted to be a part of it?
No, you should have done that yourself is what I'm saying.
Why? And then it's like I messed something up and I got to hear about that? No, I'm good.
I think that I would want to be asked.
I definitely need your input on this one.
I think I would like to be asked, like, what? Like, do you like this or do you like
but but you have discrete ways of figuring these things out. You have the conversation, but you don't have the conversation.
I'm not that guy. like if I'm spending the amount of money that's spent on this thing, like I want
So
this
how
shit
much
to
did
be.
you spend?
Yeah, we're not doing that.
That I get. That I get. You want her to like really love
Hell
it.
yeah! And
because
then, and on top of
dropping
it, it's
this
a fairy
much money.
mosh. Go check that out. And then it's like. Hit that. Yeah.
I love you. Want to start calling VVS stones and all that type of stuff?
It's all there. It's all there. Yeah.
Dan Corgan, real
Trust me,
bad
ain't no
man.
SIs out here.
Man. Like, so I like the person that's designing it is also like I guess best way to put it is like a family friend or like we've known them for a long time, right? We as in me and my brother. And she could do anything. Like it's a custom one of one. Like you're not making another one of those, right? So yeah, I wanted her to be a part of the process. I'm not trying to mess something up. Like I don't care at that point. Like it's about her.
Right,
so I don't know how to be discreet and be like, hey, do you want this or do you want a shape like that? And like, no, let's just get to the point. Like that's not the part I feel that needs to be sweet and surprising. You know, the last thing I want to do is pop the question. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, we did all that. So then I had already told her that I was gonna go pick it up, but in my head I'm already planning it like that. Like, hey, I'm gonna go get the ring and whatever. But it's not made yet, so we're still gonna go to dinner and whatever, right?
Yeah.
So in my head, that's the whole play. Where it's like we're still gonna do this, but you think that the ring's gonna come, so it's obvious.
Right.
But like now you
know that it's
now
not.
I've just canceled the whole thing. So
Right.
yeah, so we're still gonna go for dinner and stuff like that. And then I had man, I vaguely remember some of this stuff, but like I had like certain notes and like letters written, so she's reading it. And I don't want to make this sound better than it is. How do I say this? I continue to play along as if I don't have it. So I was like, oh yeah, hey, I was gonna do this, and like here, read this, and then like she's reading some stuff that I wrote to her and whatever. I had a camera in my pocket recording the whole thing, and this is what I mean by I could have done better with planning it. I bought a pen that's a camera to record the whole thing.
That's cute.
It would have been cute, but it's got a fucking red laser that fucking kept going off. Like it's like she's like, what is that? What is that? Right? Like she couldn't even enjoy it. Like she, no offense, I'm joking, but like is that a camera? Like she's guessing it.
Here,
she's like guessing it and shit. I'm like fucking hell. Like I wish I like that's like little things like that. I wish I planned better. Even the place that we're going.
Where
I wish I kind
of.
of. I don't remember, man. It was some gluten-free spot. Like fuck. Before gluten-free is what it is today. Like it was harder to find back then.
Okay.
And then yeah, eventually like reading the stuff and like I just popped the question in the restaurant or whatever. And that was that. Yeah.
At the restaurant.
Yeah.
And then when they brought out the champagne and shit after?
Oh, it was like I don't even remember that. Like,
Better question for you. Did you get some pom pom that night?
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. Imagine I was like, nah, man, I didn't. That's why I'm fucking divorced. Not playing.
Nats, I know you got something that night.
I'm playing.
Tell us your story. How'd your proposal
Yeah, save
go?
us. We're dying out here. That's why he's the only one that's got it together still. Yeah, it's all good. Next time.
Keep it simple, stupid, man.
There you go.
That's a real saying. For me, it's nothing really special. I'm not the greatest planner. Everybody who knows me knows I am extremely spontaneous when it comes to planning any events. I'm the type of person where, I mean, if I have a party, you're getting a phone call literally that morning.
Yeah, one of those ones. Yeah.
So that moment where I knew that I was actually going to propose, I planned out taking her to a restaurant, which I did. Ended up calling the restaurant. Well, I Googled nice restaurants downtown.
I can relate to that.
Google came through.
Gluten-free
Google
restaurant.
came through. So I called them and pretty much they said, is it a special occasion? I said, yes, it's an engagement. Great. So pretty much just said, hey, you know what? Let's go out tonight. We'll get a babysitter and let's go out. It's been a while. So she ended up getting ready. Now, what was special about it is that there's kids in the picture. So before I decided to take her out, I actually pulled the kids aside, which is, so by the way, some context, my stepkids, but I mean, I call them my kids, right?
As you should. That's dope.
So I pulled them aside and I said, hey, how would you feel if I was permanently in you guys' lives?
Yo, you waited to the last minute for that, though?
Last minute.
What if they said no? Then what are you going to do?
Ouch.
I mean, yo, plan
Nigga,
B.
please.
Plan B, we got
They've decided.
I'll ask Google, all right, cool, how do you deal with this? No, but
Good thing they got Chat GPT now, huh?
Yeah.
but yeah, just pretty much just talk to them, and then I showed them the ring, and they're super excited. And then
That's so sweet.
the little one almost blew it because he was like super excited, and literally his sister, he almost told his mom, and his sister had to literally grab him and lock him in the bathroom.
How old is he at that point?
He was 4.
Yeah, I can see that.
He was 4 at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, long story short, which is not really that long, just took her to the restaurant. They gave him my name. They sat us down. We had dinner. When it was dessert time, they came out with a cake, champagne. I'm a type of person where I'm good at speaking on the spot and just coming up with words and just.
So you didn't plan like what you were gonna say?
Not at all. I freestyled everything.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
I mean, those who was at the wedding, that was freestyle. Right.
Okay.
I speak from the heart. So pretty much spoke from the heart, told her she's special. And, I want to settle down with her. And it was perfect timing. The people came in with the cake, with the champagne. And the funniest part about the story was she caught on immediately when the people came out with the champagne and such. Mm-hmm. And I forgot to ask, will you marry me?
Did you get a glass or just you get a bottle or just a glass?
I got the glass and bottle.
Okay.
So I didn't pop the question.
So you never end up asking?
No. So
just
I told you I freestyled everything. Sweet with the words and all. But I didn't ask, will you marry me? And the funniest part about it was...
Yeah.
But on the real though, thank you. You just saved our whole fucking topic right now.
But I mean, it's about the atmosphere and the vibe, right?
Yeah.
And the funny part about it was she's just like, yeah, so...
Are you going to ask me?
Oh,
Like, yeah.
yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
I feel like I should have added context to mine too. I was in Jamaica when I did mine.
Oh, Mother's Day was in Jamaica.
We were in Jamaica. So it was kind of like we're out on a vacation. So it did happen somewhere else. But I did
just
plan
not the
to do
airport
it. Exactly, yeah. I did want to add that because I feel like I sort of left that whole thing out.
Don't you find like do you actually remember everything though? Like there's so much that I don't even really remember, and maybe that's
about what? Like,
that whole thing. Like when you're saying winging it, I feel like most of it was kind of winged for me too at that point. Like I feel like it deserves more planning.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll throw it like this.
Yeah.
What's the dopest
proposal you've ever seen?
Yeah. I got a dope one that this guy did. But yeah, let's hear that.
I can't even think
No?
of one. I got nothing.
This was dope. They're sitting somewhere together and they got one of those people painting a picture of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, like a caricature.
Yeah. But when the picture turns around, it's the proposal. I thought that was sick.
That's cute.
That's pretty dope, right?
That's really cute.
Yeah, it is.
I like it.
Damn it.
Don't worry, we can do it next time.
You could.
Fuck, I gave it away.
There is one thing I want to mention though. I think around this time of year too, though, I typically I don't throw parties like up that frequently, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I did it this year.
Talking about the birthday?
Yeah.
Okay.
The last time I said I put as much effort into I had one a couple years ago, but that was more like a lower vibe, like a lower frequency vibe. This one wasn't as turned up. But prior to that, I feel like the last time I put effort into a birthday party for myself was 25.
26.
And that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But that was also the year that we lost a friend, somebody that each one of us in this room knew.
Mm.
And I always think back to that day because his funeral was that day.
Mm.
So I'd spent the portion of the day at the funeral, ran back to my party for a second to make sure everybody was straight, went back for the burial, and then went back to my party after. Mm. But it always felt kind of weird. It's like, here I am celebrating my birthday on the day that we're burying a friend.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And you think back on it now, that was, 13 years ago?
Mm.
That's 13 more years of life that I got to live. which is crazy to me. And then I think even further back to that, friends that I've known who lost their life at 16.
Yeah.
I've seen 20 some odd more years of life than they did.
Right.
And what happened the night of the party? I woke up the next morning to a news story that one of the man them sent me. 2 people killed in Olive. And I'm like, yo, how are we still doing this? How have we are now that far removed from that side of the world? Each one of us in here, right?
What do you mean?
We're all from Rexdale originally.
Yeah. But what do you mean removed from that side of the world?
That like to think that these things were happening that frequently when we were there at that age, and it's like nothing ain't changed.
It was so common.
But nothing's changed. It's still happening. And to think, it's like I'm still reflecting on having to bury a friend while I'm here celebrating my birthday. And what do? Wake up the next morning and see a story, 2 people dead in the area that I grew up in. Like the cycle, just doesn't stop. And there are people out there that have no idea that these things even happen in our communities like that. So I couldn't help but just sit there and like be in that moment for a little bit. I'm like, wow, yo, like this is still happening. And it just sucks.
It's definitely something to reflect on for sure. How can you not, right?
The fact that it still happens?
Well, the fact that like, you know, I think we've all, you know, obviously buried friends of ours or family and stuff like that, but like my age. So like what you were saying just in terms of like doing that at, you know, 25 or 30. And then I've had 8 more years of life for all of these things. And then I think that hopefully will put things into perspective, like just to not.
What were you going to say?
I was going to be like, I pray for that like regularly.
What?
Like gratitude, just saying.
Like thankful for like another day.
Yeah.
You know what the thing is? I feel like gratitude, like when you talk about that and like life and stuff like that, it's like when I started doing like gratitude journals and stuff like that, initially I would start off by saying like, I'm thankful for like my dog. I'm thankful for like my family. Like, and then I got to the point where like, I'm thankful for my mobility.
That's a big one.
I'm thankful for my, like, to have mental capacity. Like, it got to that point. So I feel like when things like this happen, I would hope that it would put into perspective, like I'm thankful I can walk. I could dress myself. I can go to the bathroom. Like, there's all these, like, little things that, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
No, it's actually not crazy. I feel like you need to put that energy out there. I remember I got a cut on my foot when I went to JFL in Montreal.
We're definitely going to get to that JFL stuff.
Yeah. And everybody knows this at this point. Like, walking and running is, like, my life. Like, I'm very mobile. I'll walk anywhere. Like, I love walking, right? Yo, to not be able to walk.
It's crazy.
Was like, I was like not depressed, but I was just like, man, this fucking sucks. Like to get up from here to go there. Those kind of times I remember them, and I still like, this is the best thing I ever got from my mom, right? It can always be worse. So that gets me through so many things. Like even the fact that like, yo, I could limp there. All right, cool. Like I could do that. So to your point about health is a big one that we underestimate so much.
Yeah.
Just today I was talking about like how there's so much that I feel I can complain about. But the thing, there are other people living on the other side of the world right now that have to worry about their house being blown up every morning they wake up.
It's so much closer to home than that, though. Like on the anywhere at this point, like highway. Here's a cup. Yo, throw something in my cup. You know what I mean? Like
100%. I also just don't think that you should. I agree with you, and I agree with what you're saying. Like it could always be worse. And like these things that you're thinking of, but it's like that shouldn't also like diminish
what you're going through.
What you're going through.
Are you crazy? No, not at all.
Like, so when you're thankful for, I'm just saying like for gratitude, like initially when someone thinks about it.
Yeah.
So if I ask you right now, name 5 things that you love. Name 5 things that you love.
She fucked me up when she did this one on me, bro.
Name you 5 things that I love?
Yeah.
Okay, so both my kids, both my nephews, and myself.
See, okay, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
So typically when I ask that question,
nobody says themselves.
It's everyone's like, oh, I love like my kids, or I love my dog, I love my car, I love my.
This girl had me name like 20 things, yo.
You start with family, and then I'm like, oh yeah, what else? Like anything, could be food, could be anything, and then it takes just so long for people to finally say like them.
On that note, I think we all need to have a drink or two, helps possibly use the washroom. So we'll be right back.
I'm going to be giving out some shout outs again, especially to our
comedians.
Colombian followers.
No,
We got people listening on from Colombia, baby.
that's awesome.
It's huge.
What, you been telling people you're from Colombia?
Why would I tell people I'm from
What were you
Colombia?
saying?
But the
What?
joke is I was. Because I was with,
Yeah,
I
repeat-
was,
so what did you
I was
just
with
say
so
that,
many
man?
Colombians on like 2 nights ago.
Yeah, but I missed what
So,
you
but you
just
were
said.
saying
How
you
did
were
Colombia
Colombian?
even come up? What?
All right, so we might as well start the story then.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go fly a kite.
So I went to a show for Just for Laughs, Toronto.
Mhm.
We're at the comedy bar, right?
Okay.
So I finished watching one of the shows, and after that, like I'm having a drink before the next show starts. I'm chilling. Went by myself. Like I knew a few people there, but for the most part, I'm just kind of like mingling with everybody.
Mhm.
This next girl and this guy walk in and start talking to me. So now we're talking, and she buys me a drink. And we have a shot. Now they're like, yo, you got to hang out with us. You got to hang out with us. We become friends. So cool. Now I'm hanging out with them. We go into the next show. Now we're in the next show.
I love when things like that happen.
Yeah, that's my life.
It's like the best.
Would you
happens
call
to me all the time.
what IRLs in real life? That's
Yeah.
what you call them?
Mhm.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Mm.
It wasn't until the last episode when I heard you say that I was like, what?
Yeah.
What's that stand for?
In,
In real life.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay,
Like
gotcha.
when I said to you, like
yeah,
when
I
you
met
met her. Yeah. I'm like,
yeah.
oh my God, all right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like this happen. Like I make this happen. Like this is my life. Like I enjoy that part of my life. Like just going out, meeting people, talking to people, and making a conversation and nothing.
I
So
feel like that's very you, like your personality.
yeah, I'll take that. Thank you.
In a good way.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
regardless,
Okay,
it's me. But yeah,
Continue.
so they're drinking and like on some other stuff. Haha, because they follow us now. But we sit at the front.
They're
We get
just
a drink.
having fun.
Whoa,
They're just having
nah.
fun.
They're having a good night.
They're having a
Nah,
great
but
night.
what kind of stuff we talking about?
Only going up this year.
Stuff
Come on,
that's
yeah.
very common.
Yeah, but are we talking about that common stuff or
that
that?
is super, 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 super.
Are they on
common.
that brown or are they on that white? That dark?
Don't bring it- Ain't nobody on dark when you talk about top white. Like, nah.
I'll put it this way: they're having a great night.
Yeah.
All right, they're having a great night, and they just added to their great night because now we're chatting.
100%.
Alright.
So we go sit into the front, and yo, they're heckling everybody.
Oh, they're those ones? Wow.
Everybody.
Yeah, eh?
Yeah. So
Oh, shit.
and like I kind of know some of the people that are performing right now.
Okay.
But not everyone recognizing me with the beard and all that.
Yeah.
So
And you're sitting with them.
I'm sitting with them.
Oh,
I'm sitting.
no.
I threw a couple of jabs here and there too, just to fuck around. But like they're carrying the show.
Yeah.
And it's packed. Like there's at least like 100, 120
Yeah.
people in this spot, right?
Yeah.
And they're throwing off everybody to the point where they're like, oh, "Are you gonna do this the whole time? Are you gonna do this the whole time?" And like their set's fucked now. Like they're forgetting what they're saying and
Do
stuff
they
like
go and like start talking back to them, kind of thing? Like, is it like?
that. Oh
a
yeah, they're going back and forth.
Yeah. Okay.
Like they're throwing off everybody
Okay.
that's on stage.
Okay.
Like everybody that was coming on stage, they're for the most part amateurs.
Mhm.
I mean, they're respectfully like they're working their way up or whatnot. Like they have a 5-minute bit, and these guys are throwing them off.
That's rough.
It was rough.
That's rough.
But it was also very entertaining to watch, to just see how they swerve and what they can do and what they can't do, right?
You
So,
think you can do it?
that's a good question. It would depend what
Well,
they're
didn't
saying.
you? Like the other when you were in.
Nah, but I
the
don't think
last
he's
time?
been heckled before. You know what? You're not.
You said like you're.
We're lighting that
set.
up, bro. We're going out one night to heckle the hell out of this guy.
That set.
If
that
you,
did in
if
New
it's
York.
you and you come to heckle me,
Oh,
I will destroy you.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
Oh,
that.
man. Look,
Oh.
I'd be like, the first thing I'd probably say is like, oh shit, Barbados is in the house.
Winner, Ganyo.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a level of disrespect, yo.
Shout out face. I had to redeem him. These guys are heckling back and forth, but it's like they're I have a weird sense of humor. Like I think it's funny, not because of what they're saying, but the situation is fucking funny to me now, right?
Yeah.
Eventually they crossed the line, they said too much shit, they got kicked out, right? So they get kicked out. Buddy leaves his phone. I got his phone. A night or two later, I meet up with him again to give him his phone or whatever. And that's kind of it. Like, all right, cool. After the fact, we link up again now because we're friends. We're becoming friends. We had a good time, whatever. We had a few drinks on that shit, right? So, all right, cool. So then now we're gonna we go to a pub and I'm meeting both of them. So here's the kicker: they just met each other too. They've only been dating for like a week or whatnot, right?
Oh, so it's very new.
Very new. So they're hitting it off, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought they were trying to pick me up. I'm like, oh, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I'm bored, not playing. So good looking couple though. So then we go to a next spot. We're chilling there. We're having a few drinks, right? He's about to meet up with his next boy that comes there. So his next boy comes there. This is where the whole Colombian thing, right? So a Duque. So he comes there with his wife, Colombian. They're both Colombian. And then her, I guess, cousin and his girlfriend. And they're also from Colombia visiting Toronto for like the last couple of months, right?
How'd they look?
I wasn't really looking like that. Yeah, and I was looking. I'm respectful. I'm not a fucking dirtbag. You fuck.
I was just trying to bait you.
They're all beautiful.
I was just trying to bait you into.
Yeah, I don't fall for that, man. I'm from Rex too, bro. So
I trust they're decent human beings. They're Colombian.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, but on the
shout
real,
out everybody in Colombia.
Yo, shout out Diego. Shout out Christian. Shout out all of them. Yeah. The conversation goes.
Speaking of Colombia, shout out David.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah! Shout out David. My man's killing it in Europe right now, bro.
I know.
So,
I know.
He's on a serious trip right now.
Trust me, yo.
Yeah,
I'm trying to. I need to holler at him though.
Go for it.
But anyways,
my man's busy, barely getting back at me. Still.
Yeah.
So we have a few drinks, we chill out, we end up at Comedy Bar. So I've already addressed how the Colombian thing happened. We go to Comedy Bar again now. So that's like 2 or 3 nights later, right? Mm-hmm. We go there, we're having a few drinks, we're sitting in the same spot.
Oh, God.
All right, we try to sit in the back, but everyone's like, nah, come to the front. So we're sitting in the front, all right? So there's a whole bunch of jokes back and forth. They're not like as drunk or whatever. Whatever.
They're not.
Yeah.
So
I like that whatever.
Yeah. Got to keep it respectful. Yeah. And then now it's a good night. Like everyone's having a good time. Everyone's enjoying themselves, right? So we're having our drinks or whatever. The guys from Colombia are enjoying it. 2 of them's English wasn't as great, so they're not fully enjoying it. But man, Christian was having a blast.
Yeah.
Yo, eventually, like maybe like 3 acts in, the same girl that was performing last time that these guys heckled comes on. Okay? I instantly know what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
She hasn't caught on. She isn't the performer. Them 2, I don't know if they caught on yet or not. Mm-hmm. But I felt like I saw my man kind of like, oh, shit. Like he pulled one of those a little bit because you're right in front of the stage again.
Right.
So I'm like smiling, like super excited. Like, I wonder how this is going to go, right? But they're not going to say anything, but whatever. She starts doing her bit. Eventually, like there's a part where she does a little bit of crowd work or whatever in her bit. She sees them. She's like, oh my God, you guys are back. I'm getting off stage right now. But like she didn't. But anyway, that was kind of the whole thing. But shout out to them. But here's the next part of it. Yo, Buddy's from Rex as well.
Who's that one?
The guy that I met. So he's actually Polish.
Okay.
So we're talking like we just ended up
all the Polish homies.
Straight up.
Rex or the Polacks, they're out there too.
He wants to come on the podcast.
Yeah, right.
He wants to give his
Only going up this year.
Polish
perspective.
Boom. Of growing up in Rex.
We can use one of those around here.
I'm telling you, it's not different.
The Polish perspective.
I
like that. That's episode title already.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
It's a minority
Only going up this year.
perspective from Rex.
There's a couple
exactly
right. So like,
that's a fact.
And it's crazy because it's not, we as in anyone with melanin are normally like the minority, but this is
it's just like any other community. Like, I've heard this before about Jane and Finn. There's pockets of those communities that still have big houses.
Yeah.
That still have double garages, triple garages. Like
West Humber had like 5 white people.
I was gonna say
And
4, but yeah.
Yeah, 4, and like
No,
3 of them
yeah.
are teachers.
Yeah.
But there were white people that lived in the area but went to school
But
elsewhere.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
their perspective of what
Yeah.
it was like growing up in
Mhm.
Rex would be just interesting. I think it would be interesting to hear.
Let's just keep it real though. Like white people from Rexdale are different.
The ones that I know, yeah, for sure.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, they're like running those other schools when they left. Anyway, so back to that. I want to give a shout out to all those new subscribers from Colombia. We officially got some Colombian listeners right now.
Only going up this year.
And the whole Polish crew too.
You said they're Spotify guys or something like that?
Yeah. They
Shout out
jumped
all
on
the-
the Spotify.
Yeah, shout out all the Spotify listeners, the Apple Podcast listeners,
There we go.
YouTube watchers. Those are kind of lagging, but we'll figure it out.
We will figure it out. Oh, on that
Only
note though,
going up this year.
67% of people voted that they wouldn't mind hearing that they have a pretty dick.
Well, you ran a poll?
Yeah?
Yeah, right. We're
Yeah,
on
yeah.
TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah, eh? How much?
Yeah.
67%?
67%. So it's
going up
okay.
this year.
You got it.
That's pretty good. I like
That's
how you
not
did
bad.
that.
Yeah, we got to do that, man.
Statistics, I like it.
How many shows did you catch?
The two main ones that I hit up,
Yeah.
Ronnie Chang.
Okay. Because you were at the Elgin Theater one of the nights too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have caught you there if you messaged me.
Yeah.
That was Neil Brennan. So I was literally the show before you.
Okay.
Yo, shout out to Neil Brennan.
How'd Neil do? Yeah.
Okay, so I checked him out in Montreal too.
Okay.
And
Same set or different? He sort of
most of it was the same.
Okay.
He still switched it up, but I'm still laughing.
Yeah.
Like, yo, he's just that good, bro. Neil Brennan is that good. And I'll even say it like this. Anybody that bought their tickets, because he wasn't a headliner, he should have been a headliner. So anybody that
Yeah,
got
right. He wasn't a headliner?
he was not a headliner.
What?
So anybody that caught him should be happy that they caught him. And here's the joke. So I even went to that alone. And shout out Kirby. I end up sitting right beside like one of my friends and his wife.
Yeah,
Complete fluke, yeah.
Yeah, eh?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not knocking them, but I think this needs to be addressed. Asian people are gonna hate me after I say this. Asian as in like, you know, the Orientals. Yo, Ronnie Chang didn't live up to the hype for me.
Wow.
His special was dope. On Netflix. Go catch that. The first one at least. I haven't seen the second one. But it just like, I don't know what it was. I don't know. Maybe
What,
the bar is too
like-
high, or maybe it's not my kind of humor. But like, sorry, go.
No, like I was gonna say, like, what was it about his like set that didn't?
I feel like he just rushed it. Like I feel like he just put it together because he knew that he's gonna have people come in. He sold out, right? The whatever it was, the Elgin Theater. No, he was at a different one. He was at something else. I forget which one he was at. Whatever, not important. Yeah, like I was more happy watching.
Neil?
Yeah, for a second time than watching Ronnie. Mind you, he wasn't my third choice too. I want to see Schultz. Shout out Schultz and Sam Morrell.
Only going up this year.
No disrespect, Ronnie. Get your pen game up.
So for me, I was home watching football Sunday and like just slowly cleaning some stuff up. One of my friends that was there the night before for the party linked me on I got some tickets to go to one of these shows. Like, yeah, eh? But it was like, we gotta kind of hurry up and decide and get down there. So I'm like, you only live once. I'm still half hungover. Still got a hell of a lot of cleaning up to do. Never ate. Was in a bit of a rush, so I was like, let's go. But I'm happy I went. It was pretty good. It was Jay Martin and John Paul of Breakfast Television. He's not a permanent staple, but you'll see him on there sometimes.
The Jamaica versus Trinidad thing, right?
Yeah, the Jamaica versus Trinidad comedy show. It was pretty damn good.
Yeah,
I've been to a couple of those clashes, like comedy clashes among like between countries.
Yeah.
I feel like I've even seen this one before, but I'm not 100% sure.
It's always like Caribbean versus Africa or something like that.
A lot of them, yeah. But this was like the Jamaica versus Trinidad. And this is, I think they said they're in either 9th or 19th year.
Oh, wow.
But it's only gotten bigger, and then now Just for Laughs got
That
involved with
lineup
it.
wrapped around,
Then,
bro.
Yeah.
So the Neil Brennan one wrapped around too.
Yeah.
That had just ended. So the show that
So
I was
when
in
you
was
were
just
leaving, you
before
saw it,
yours.
okay.
And then I was talking to some girls when I was leaving. They're like, "Are you gonna come to this?"
Mhm.
Gave it a quick decision. I was just tired. But if you had mentioned, I would have fucking jumped in that.
Trust me,
yeah, it was on my
this all
list too.
happened, So
Yeah, it was on my list too. And I don't remember where I went after. But how was it?
it was good.
Yeah.
Like you find yourself laughing a fair bit. It's things that you're able to relate to. And that's what I love so much about it. And again, because it's part of the festival now, you had a fair bit of white people that were out that night. So they may not be as versed in our culture. So the way they tie them in by like teaching them a thing or two.
Yeah.
I hate when it's too like it's done in a lame way. Like you guys are like trying like don't spend the entire night as making that part of your bit.
Yeah.
But the way they're able to tie it all in, hilarious.
Yeah. Were you sitting beside any of them?
What do you mean? Like any of the comedian stuff?
No, like any of the white people.
Oh no. Well, sorry, I'm lying. There are maybe two rows ahead of me, but nobody that was getting heckled in the front row.
Like when I was sitting, so with the Ronnie Chang thing, I'm sitting beside. So my friends are on this side; they're Chinese, and then this side is a white couple. So whenever Ronnie Chang would make fun of, like, make a white joke, like they're wearing masks and everything, and they would do this like applause, like, okay, you got this one, you got this, like, pay him.
I did feel kind of weird going into mine though because it was nothing but a bunch of black people.
Yeah. I saw the lineup,
and. But everybody working at the theater was all white.
Okay, there you go.
They all had masks on too, and none of us really had. I mean, like I saw like one or two people with masks on, but it's kind of like okay, come along, all you black people, go sit in this arena together, all close right beside each other. None of you guys wearing masks, and let's spread this all right back around because they're saying it's coming back around again. COVID, like
we're gonna do that talk.
Are we? I don't know. We don't have to.
I don't know, just for the sake of.
But it kind of. It felt a bit of that and almost a bit of Get Out-ish.
Yeah,
and it's like
Get Out, like the movie.
The movie, yeah. Trust me, because Elgin theaters are older looking theater, right?
Wait, hold on.
So like,
no.
It felt a little bit weird.
Clarify that reference because I don't get it. Because I feel like Get Out is where like you're the minority, like kind of in real life, but not in this show setting. Because there's like you guys got like an army.
To me, it's more just the setup. Like, who's the wiser? Like, I think I'm going to watch a comedy.
So you're saying like some white person paid for your body?
Hey, man, I don't know.
That does explain.
I mean,
a lot.
I made it out. This guy's got jokes. Huh?
Oh man,
I made it out, but it felt kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah, that movie.
But the show was good.
Just look on that movie. When I saw that trailer, I'm like, oh my fucking god, they're saying this, they're doing this. This is fucking crazy. That was a dope movie.
It's real life.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But the show itself was pretty good. John Paul has this. He was the Trini, and Jay Martin was representing Jamaica with his lineup of comedians. A couple of really good jokes stood out to me, but I think the one that I loved the most was when John Paul was talking about like Trinis and like when they get mad, what they turn into.
Yeah.
And the term that he uses is Isa man. Because they start to reference him like Isa man. Deading with laughter. Not to give away too much of his set, but like I was deading on laughing there.
I've never gone to like a clash like that. Was that like a kind of like the Nick Cannon thing that he's got going on, where like one guy comes up and the next one comes up and then they go back and forth, or like is there improv or
like Wild 'N Out is a bunch of different
there we go,
like competition stuff that they do. That it's basically all the back and forth stuff.
Yeah,
but this is just them doing. Because they were the team captain, so like they were kind of hosting.
I guess what I'm asking is there any improv, or is it like they're doing a set?
Sure,
okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay,
for sure. Yeah. Like a ton of improv. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think they both do an amazing job. I'll definitely go back next year, like if it's I guess I don't know convenient.
There's one that's about to start in New York right now.
Just for Laughs?
It's not Just for Laughs, but it's another company. Okay. Because I think Just for Laughs is just Canadian. You know what I mean? So Montreal,
I think it is.
Here, they got something else that's going to happen there pretty much, I think, starting as soon as this is over.
How's that going for you, though, over there?
It's going good.
Yeah.
It's going good, yeah.
No news stories? Nothing good?
Last week I was only there, I was quick.
In New York. Any new listeners?
Yeah, so I was there really quickly. I flew in the Thursday, I flew out the Friday because I wanted to go see Ronnie Chang.
Okay. Yeah.
So this week I'll be there a little longer.
Oh, actually, one more week till the big show.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
October 8th, baby.
Only going up this year.
Not you're coming out. Might have to go a quick overnight run, cross the border and come back.
Yeah, reach out.
Only going up this year.
While tickets last. Not to sound like that, but yeah.
But overall, Just for Laughs, Toronto, you'd say thumbs up? Not as good as Montreal?
I don't want to compare it to Montreal,
Yeah.
Because then I'm comparing more than just the comedy part of it. I think it's been good, man. I think it's good for the city. I think like got to meet some new people. Here's the dope part though. Like especially if you're at a comedy bar, a lot of the comedians are just there. Like the guy that was opening up for Ronnie Chang, I forget his name, excuse me. He was just hanging out at a comedy bar. I was chatting it up with him for a little bit. So even some of them after they perform, they just like walk around and you can talk to them, which is kind of dope. You know what I mean? I never got that vibe in Montreal because I didn't know where to go and what to do and what bar I'm supposed to go to or whatever, right? I just felt like the city vibe of Montreal was just no comparison. Maybe the weather too. It was like way better. But nah, it was great here too.
You do comedy shows at all though?
I would if I knew about them.
We got to get Pree out one of these nights.
There's a comedy show going on like right now.
I think you'd enjoy it.
I mean, I like to laugh.
It's just not on my jokes.
You're not funny.
Anyways, whatever. We'll take a quick 30-second break and come right back for one last segment. We'll be right back with some more SUP.
Boom.
This episode is brought to you by Body Ammo. More than a look, it's a lifestyle. Pick up some body ammo to protect your mind, body, and soul. Now, back to some more of SUP.
Cincinnati, Cincinnati, we got a team right here in town. Ain't gonna ever let us down. Who they?
Not even listening.
Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? They can pass and kick and run.
Oh, come on, man. Don't hate.
Who they?
Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? Shout out my Bengals. That Monday night win against St. Louis. Those bum-ass Rams. I'm tired of that Matthew Stafford guy. Get out of here, bro. One Super Bowl and you think you're nice, bro? Come on, man. Fix up. SB, you ready to go?
Only going up this year.
But yeah, shout out my Bengals again. But I figured we can do a little bit of sports real quick because it's almost that time to get the hell out of here. How you feel about that Dame trade? Finally getting a team to go to. Breaking news.
I was shocked. I was actually shocked.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. Because that team now, like, what are you, I don't know.
Hey, man, it's his life just became so much easier.
Oh, my God. I know, yeah.
I don't need to do all the work. I'll just stand in the corner and shoot spot up threes.
Yeah, that's going to be a team to definitely watch this year because I don't know. I mean, I wish he came here.
That's the thing.
I really, really wish he came here.
That's the messed up part. So there were reports a couple of days ago basically saying that the Raptors are the front runners right now in terms of getting him over here.
Yeah.
So, and you saw what they were willing to give up because Pascal was going to be gone.
Yeah.
Scotty was going to be gone.
Mm-hmm. It was a big.
Hold on, did these guys know that they were going to be gone?
Oh, buddy, the reports are the reports. Once your name's out there, like
it's a big shift.
And it never happened.
Sometimes they don't.
And it never happened.
It didn't happen.
So what's the morale of the team now, knowing that you're about to be
exactly, and that's the part where a GM and a coach have to really come together and be like, "Yo, we still got to keep these guys up, ready to perform." Because just because,
how do you feel as a player?
It's business, yo. It's a business at the end of the day. You're nothing but a trading card.
It's a number, huh?
I mean, I feel like
kind of like a regular job.
Exactly.
That's what happened with like Kawhi, right? Like
yeah, but it paid off.
No, but
yeah,
because Toronto's never really had like a superstar besides like Carter, like way back.
Yeah,
well, McGrady too, but yeah.
But I'm saying like, you know what I mean? Like someone that's like the big, like the go-to always. And
fair.
So then, and we never really had, because I mean, we were a great like player team, like collaborative, like our 6-man, like our bench mob, like it was crazy. So like to do all that, but you know, they always said like, we need a star. And then that big, huge trade that happened when Kawhi came and DeMar left, that shook everybody. Right. And then what happened? We won. So now with this, if Dame came and they let go, like that's what, like, I think like when, like, I feel like Masai is very like methodical. When he does stuff like that. And maybe like people don't see like where he's going, like, or they don't understand it. So yeah, if like Scotty was going to be gone, Pascal was going to be gone. And I don't know, I think there's like 2 more. I can't remember. And Dame was going to come, like it
It was the shooter that they just drafted. Dick.
Dick?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See? So that's it.
You just want to say Dick.
I didn't want to. I was hoping she'd catch on
I
and
was
know what I'm talking
going
about.
to.
Number 1 Dick.
Yeah.
Shout out Will
His
from the
number
Fan
is one.
590.
Not like
Yeah.
I'm
That
hoping
one
you're
Dick
not
jersey
saying
was good.
number.
That one Dick jersey, that's supposed to be a hot seller.
You real like saying you've said
I'm
that like
about-
6 times.
If you're
Well, you just
Listen,
said number one Dick and no one said
you know
pause.
what? You know why?
No, because I'm like he wants to
If
keep
you-
going. He's
if
like
you're-
that number 1 Dick
If you're a
jersey.
true Toronto man, you're gonna get your girl that one Dick jersey. That would be the jersey I'm getting. Any girl that I'm holding onto my arm, one Dick. That's all she's got. One Dick.
And it's someone else's
It
dick.
says it in the jersey. You're
Shame
going to
on you.
Raptors game, that one Dick, yo. Every Toronto man out here, if you're buying a new Raptors jersey for your girl, it needs to be that one Dick. Anyways.
All right. Okay, man.
Anyways.
Man, he's making some money off those jerseys, huh?
That's all that it is, though. But yeah, he was supposed to be part of the trade that went over there. But going back to the whole Masai thing, the bigger play was getting Giannis here.
That was last year.
No, it's it's next year, right? So
There was talks about that last
yeah,
year.
I know, but Giannis isn't eligible to come here until next year, like to move.
To be free.
So if Giannis's plan was to come here, getting Dame now would have just been the because Dame still has what was it 2 or 3 years on his contract, right? 3 years on his contract. So you thug it out for the 2 years until next year when Giannis gets here. Or now we're turning up.
Yeah.
So Masai was willing to take it all because if I get Giannis and Dame, it's over for you guys.
Yeah.
But how these guys got Dame to go to Milwaukee, that's crazy to me. The Bucks
like he said, he doesn't have to do anything. Like he can chill.
But I mean, in terms of just, they won the championship a couple years, but Milwaukee ain't it ain't a big time city. And a star like Dame just came out of Portland, bro.
Yeah, but
we're expecting to go. We're expecting to see you at Madison Square Gardens now. We're expecting to see you in these big markets. You're going to Milwaukee, dog?
Yeah, the city.
Wisconsin?
No, but the team.
I
right?
guess
you have to look at it like that.
So you're going to win chips at the end of the day.
Exactly.
I guess.
Like it's not about the city.
Nah, do you think they're gonna get it?
Isn't that what it's about anyway, though?
Nah, it is until a point. Once you get one, you get paid after that. Shout out Fred. Well, I feel like you were gearing up to say something.
They definitely have a chance. I mean, if you look at their roster,
They still got Chris Middleton.
And what they didn't give up. They still have Chris Middleton.
That's like a problem in itself.
Chris Middleton now doesn't have that pressure of being the second option.
Exactly.
So Chris Middleton's going to play the role like how Klay Thompson played the role when Kevin Durant was on Golden State. So he's just going to be sitting on the wing, waiting for one of the two to kick the ball to him. So it's easier. They still got Brook Lopez, who's a solid defender. He can play in the post.
Getting kind of old now, but
doesn't matter.
Been in the league a long time, but
much is not demanded.
Yeah.
And Giannis is the type of guy that demands so much attention. Giannis isn't the greatest shooter, so all he has to do is continue to play in the post or barrel to the post, kick out. Easy. They still got Bobby Portis, who is a big spot-up shooter, or can be a spot-up shooter, right? They got Malik Beasley coming off of the bench.
It's going to be a problem for a lot of those guys, yo.
Let me ask you guys a question, right? Because I don't watch basketball anymore.
Yeah.
Knowing this is happening, how do you continue to watch a Raptors game?
Exactly.
Not exactly. I don't know. I can't relate to what you're saying right now.
Because you're a true fan. I'm a fan of whatever team I put my money on.
You're such a dick rider.
Pause, please.
Good
thing your mic was down. Yeah, you see that? Got him.
Raptors will always be my team. Like they've been my team since they started since '95.
You know,
but like, how do you invest that energy, that time, knowing like, it's not going anywhere?
That's a whole other conversation in itself.
Because everybody always thinks that it's not going anywhere. No one ever thought that we were going to win the championship. No one thought that.
Well, when you got a top 5 player, I mean, the probability does increase a little bit. Right now, it's like a shot for sure.
Doesn't matter.
With the TV packages that these guys have and these referees biased towards anything Canadian.
That's fine. So, if we're comparing that year to this year, okay, if you had to bet, you're likely to bet that year, the likelihood of them winning is more probable than this year.
But you also need to be like someone that's well versed in basketball and understand that, okay, this year is the team building year. They're not going to do it this year. Not this year.
That's my point.
But what I'm saying is that, like, if you have, like, I don't know what the word is. If you can see the vision, right? Like, that's what it has to be. People are die-hard Leafs fans. Die-hard.
Yeah.
And every year.
Every year.
I don't get it. Every year. But that's
this is the year.
That's hope. And
this
that's
is the
faith.
year.
Like, and you can't explain those things.
I guess you can't.
Right? Like, you just.
I just don't get it.
Yeah,
Like, from my perspective, I don't understand.
Things happen, yes. Like any one of those guys can get injured. Knock on wood.
I feel like hockey is more now of a like going to a Leafs game is like an experience, right? But like just watching it, like is it just an opportunity to go drink and like just go hang out and be with your buddies or whatever, play your dream league or whatever? Like I don't get it.
This mofo just said dream league.
Whatever.
Do you know what I'm talking
fantasy,
about?
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Like, yeah, like that's how you know this guy's that far removed.
That far removed.
There's no way you just said dream.
I did.
Come on, bro.
But do you see my point?
No.
Okay. I guess you guys are just, that big of fans. Which isn't wrong. Like, you rep your place.
Yeah. All right.
Damn it. I feel like I had one point I wanted to make.
Dream League.
Oh, sorry. No. Not said the one dick thing. So I in my head, I'm like,
keep circling back to that, man.
But what if you saw a guy downtown wearing a one dick jersey? You gonna look at him anyway, or
I'm a basketball fan. Like, I understand it.
What you got? Because I
got Dream League.
Eyes a man. Eyes a man. That's not doing that.
Nice football jersey.
That much. Second sports story I want to get to real quick before we get out of here. Kaepernick. You saw that letter that he sent?
I did. He sent an open letter. Well, not open letter, but who posted it?
Well, J. Cole is the one that actually put it out. He said he asked
it to the Jets.
I don't know if I believe that part.
What part?
So Kaepernick.
I believe it. Cole, like, is not gonna. He's not gonna say something. I just feel like he's a very stand-up person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's working on that brand.
It's working.
Well,
yeah.
So I don't think it was like a setup. Like, I think that he really did ask him, and he said yes. And like, Cap's been trying to get back in. Like, he hasn't stopped training. Like, when was that? The knee, like the whole thing from when he got blackballed out of the NFL. Like, how many years ago was that? I don't know. It was a long time. But he hasn't stopped training.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
That's insane.
I think it's been like 4 years.
How many? I think it's longer than that.
Because The Rock's been putting on, Rock Nation's been putting on every NFL halftime show, and I could count like 3 that they've done since.
Pandemic, dog. Once you pandemic, that's an automatic 3 years.
So yeah, that's
what I'm saying.
So
more than
3 or 4 years.
More than that.
So
how many halftime shows have we seen?
How many?
I think
how many NFL teams are there in the league?
32.
32.
Yeah.
So, and everyone has what, like 2 quarterbacks, right?
No, 3.
3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, third string quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that out of all of the 32 teams, each having 3 quarterbacks are better than Kaepernick? No.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's no. So like, he's blackballed for a reason.
I agree.
Which is insane. So I just really hope that the Jets hear him or hear it or do something.
Can we get more context? So what's the open letter? What's he saying?
So Cap basically wrote a letter to either, I think it was the owner or the GM of the New York Jets.
Yeah.
Backstory, the Jets were projected to be one of the premier teams of the NFL this year because of their big signing over the offseason, which was Aaron Rodgers. At least 2-time MVP.
Yeah.
I believe, league MVP.
Yeah.
Big deal. Starting for the Jets now? Oh, the Jets are about to go somewhere with this.
Yeah.
First game, 4 plays in, injured, gone for the rest.
Well,
they're
so
saying until possibly January, but it's a bad injury, so it's going to be a while. So all Kaepernick is suggesting is that I'm not even trying to come in and take over that number 1 spot. All I want to do is work with the practice team to get them prepared for the defenses that they're going to face for the next few weeks. And he was even so specific as to say, I am similar to the quarterbacks they're going to be playing in weeks 4, 5, and 6. I can do a good job at getting them ready to face that kind of quarterback, which makes complete sense if you think about it.
So 2 questions, right?
What?
1, you think he needs money?
No.
Because he got a good payout, right? Like I think
We
there was
don't
a
know.
lawsuit or something.
But we
No,
don't know
but
because the numbers have never been released.
What I think is that if you have followed him like in his career, what he's done after, and just the things that like he's been doing,
Like politically, or are you talking about sports?
just it's like sports, him as
What's
a
he done after?
person.
What do you do after?
Like he ran a lot of camps. Like he did a lot of things for like the Black community, and like
Sold
just,
merchandise related to things. Done
Oh,
some
so you're talking
collaborations.
finance? Okay, got you. All right.
So
yeah.
I'm talking about like this. I'm saying like the reasoning behind it.
Mm-hmm.
All this guy wants to do is play football. That's it. Like that's it. That's
I
it.
feel like he wants to prove a point now more than play football.
There's no. I think that it's too far gone. Like that's so far past it.
How old is he?
For me, that I think I don't.
32, 33.
Is that
I
like
believe?
like? Is that a decent age for him to still be able to pull something off?
You could still
Look at
do
Brady.
something.
Brady's what?
That's
Exactly.
that's not a fair example because that's exceptional. Like,
and,
that's not.
Andy Dalton is another quarterback who's been playing a long time, and he's still on a roster. He plays for Carolina right now.
I'm just saying, just like how you say, like age is not.
No, I get it.
Right.
I get it. But when it's like a contact sport like that,
35.
Yeah. So is he over the hill?
For most, yes, they would say, yeah.
And then you got to weigh in the fact that he's been off for like 4 or 5 years,
Exactly.
too, right? Okay,
Yeah.
but he only wants to be on the practice squad.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that ain't much. That really is not asking for much. It really isn't, if you ask
He
me.
just wants to play ball.
Yeah, and so an opportunity like that, I'm interested to see what the response might be at this point, because you think so?
Well, I feel like this isn't the first time he's trying to get on a
Yeah,
team.
he's been
written,
told
he's
no
been
a
doing
few
this-
times
yeah.
already. Yeah. But, I mean, the approach makes sense. And even the way he broke it down, it's like, yo, you're going to be facing these quarterbacks in these weeks. Like, I'm not asking for much. Because, and kudos to him for even asking for so little. Because he's not suggesting anyway. I'm coming up for this number one spot. But from an owner's perspective, you are drawing attention to the team. And one of the things with the NFL season is it's not a 160 something game season. It's not 82, 89 for basketball nowadays these days? 85 or something?
So outside of his name, though,
You have
right?
17, 18 weeks, and you have to win these games in order to make the playoffs.
You're
You're going to cause more of a distraction to the guys that I'm getting prepared with media showing up. You're going to be all over their headlines.
That's a fact.
ESPN, NBC, everybody's going to be talking about it. We don't need the extra audience, the extra attention with anything that's going around here because it's going to turn into a circus.
Not to mention the inside politics of the whole situation.
That too. But to me, I think some of these franchises at the same time should use it as an opportunity to sell some jerseys, to get some people in the stands. Football, not so much, but I liken this to years ago when Iverson was about to retire. I'm like, the Raptors should just sign Iverson just to get some seats in the chair.
Well, they were gonna do that.
Blue
with-
Jays too,
with
Barry
Carter.
Bonds. You had an
Sign
opportunity
him
to
for,
sign these
a one-day
guys.
contract so he can retire as a Raptor.
Well, no, but I mean when Iverson still had a little bit of gas, yo, let the man play. I'm gonna pay money to go see Iverson. I don't care what age he's at this point.
But comparing Iverson to Colin right now are two different. It's like oranges and apples. Like it's so different because there's a whole bunch of baggage that comes with Kaepernick right now.
Yeah.
Whereas Iverson never had any of that.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think he's got the selling power like that anymore.
Kaepernick?
You think a lot of
for
people?
sure. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you think
Oh,
so many
for
people are gonna go
sure.
show up to go see this guy? Right
Hell yes. Especially if something else happened, knock on wood again, and Zach Wilson couldn't play, and Kaepernick is on field dressing at this point. Oh, people are showing up for this.
For sure.
There's gonna be a 60 minutes episode done for it. There's gonna be a Good Morning America segment done for it. There's gonna be so many things. You know how many jerseys are gonna be sold? Kaepernick on a New York jersey. You think Jay-Z is not gonna go get one of those joints? Take a picture somewhere.
I don't think Jay-Z's getting one of those.
Nas, who? What?
I'm just saying. I don't think Jay-Z's.
Trust me. And the next time that guy's name is on a jersey, people are buying it. I think we are. A lot of hip hop, urban culture, I would think.
Since we're playing this hypothetical game, right? You think he takes a knee again?
That's a conversation for another day because we got to get out of here. Yo.
So it'll probably be in the contract that he can't do that, eh?
Hey man, we don't know.
Dan Corgan, real bad man.
But big up Kaepernick wherever he's at. Same time, big up Knots behind the scenes. Find him on the internet. Keep him booked. Keep him busy. This is SB, the student over here to my right. We got Miss Mystery out here for another one of these joints. Shout her out. Big up Body Ammo. Find you on the internet at
www.bodyammo.ca or at Body Ammo on IG and at Body Ammo on TikTok.
Hey man, Christmas ain't that far, yo. Get your orders in.
I got a show coming up next week, so I'll drop that.
Yeah, eh?
Next week or week after. So,
all right. And I go by the name of Bun. Shout out Face real quick, but this was another shout out Birkenstocks real quick. Actually, you know what? I happened to get a new pair of Birkenstocks for my birthday. One of the homies came in a package for me. Shout her out, Miss Nairn, or actually Miss Simpson. I love you. Brand new pair of Birkies, no searchies. I love them. I just have to get that in there real quick.
Okay.
But until next week. If it was your first time here, thank you for joining us. If it was your last time here, close the door on the way out. But this was another episode of SUP.
Keep that door open, man. Keep that door open. Like and subscribe.
All of that good stuff.
Yeah.
Especially that back door, huh?
Yeah, all that.